Hello, good morning. Hello, welcome to Hochanda. Look who's back. Hello,
good morning.
All right.
How are you?
I'm good. Very good. And actually really excited about this show because this is something that I've thought about doing for a while, but I've never got round to. And it's something I don't think we have done very much at Hochanda at all.
No, a lot of people say that, and it is something that's been asked repeatedly on my Facebook, on social media. People have been saying, Dawn, will you do some scrapbooking? So I thought this is the time of year also that I like to think about gifts. And what we've got for you today are 4 different scrapbook choices that really do make a perfect gift for somebody. So whether you've got somebody in your family that's saying, I want to have a go at scrapbooking, or whether you fancy having a go yourself, these are perfect. And the price is so affordable. $14.99. I thought they would be about £20.
I thought they were $19.99.
Yeah, I did. That's what I was thinking. So just to see that on the screen right now. Now, somewhere, Dave, we have got the complete set that I put ready to show you.
Now, let me just let you know, it's good news. Craft Buddy, today is the last day that we can guarantee pre-Christmas delivery. So if you're thinking of this as an ultimate Christmas gift for someone, it will be with you before the big day itself. So today from Craft Buddy, not every show is guaranteed pre-Christmas delivery, but the Craft Buddy ones are. But it's the last day today. So if you want anything, order with confidence.
OK, so what you're getting is a complete kit, and this is how it will come to you. So you've got the scrapbook kit. On the reverse side, which is lovely, you've got some page ideas and all of the components that you're getting in here. But just to talk you through this, you will get inside of your kit, if I take this one out, first of all, you have got the album, which is a lovely little album, and this has the page protectors in here, and it is a top-loading album. So you put your pages in there that are finished. You've got a little notelet in the front of here, so if you want to hide any secrets or locks of hair or mementos that you don't particularly want everybody to see.
Or a special note if it's a gift for someone.
Exactly, you can put that into there. So your album is lovely, back and front is really pretty. So I think this one is the retro, yeah? So this is our retro, which is, to me, it's vintage. It's like a vintage retro.
But if you order retro, that's what you'll get.
Yes. Yeah. Then you have got 1 sheet of 3D stickers, and these are really lovely. Princess, you and me, happy. Loads of those, beautiful. Then you have die cuts here. So you're getting the 3 sheets of die cuts in there as well for you. Pocket watches, tickets, keys. So really nice. On top of that, you then get 12 sheets of paper. So you get 2 sheets of each of 6 different designs of paper. Really pretty as well, Dave. Each of them.
These are all 8 by 8, by the way.
Yeah, 8 by 8, which are the perfect pages that fit into your pad. I knew there were going to be some of them wrong way round, but this is a freshly opened box. So you can see our story on there. You've then got some beautiful different prints there.
See, I think if I were to get one of these, it would be this one I'd get, the retro, because it's got that vintage kind of sepia tone to it. It's got a bit of travel in there as well, which I love. Now, I always think the word scrapbooking, it doesn't do it justice. These are memories. This is the most imaginative way of displaying photographs, of gifting memories that you can just treasure and look back at in years to come. And also, of course, you can put embellishments inside them as well. You can,
yeah. You can make them into those chunky pages. So you've got a slot there that you can put your own photograph in. Now, Craig Laird, one of our design team, he's done this one for me. He's done a great job. So he has popped a photograph in there, and if we take a little look through the actual album, you can see how lovely he's made it. Now, he's linked in with our beautiful golden lace. The little wooden hearts is used some of our little silk flowers. So he's made really chunky pages, and it's gorgeous though. Used some of the stamps in here, Nan, Grandad and me, Granddad and me there, and taking us on a little journey. It's a colourful storybook of your life. That's what scrapbooking is all about. It's about getting those photographs out, and there's lots of people with old photographs in boxes that you should get out and write down. And if I can just tell you a little story, I didn't know. Mum had a leather wallet full of photographs, Dave, and I had no idea who the people in those wallets are. Thankfully, she did make scrapbooks and go through some of it. And there was a photograph of our front door on Simmons Street, where we used to live in Blackburn, and there was a brick painted by the front door white. And I had no idea, why is that brick painted white? And I said to Mum, why is that brick? Why have you got one white brick by the front door? She said, because during blackout in the war, it was the only way we could find a way home.
Oh, wow.
Now, that's a really important piece of information in our history, and nobody had an idea. So she gave me those snippets of information. Unfortunately, I've still got loads of photographs that Mum never got through. So if you have got family photographs, this is a fantastic way to bring those memories to life for generations to come.
Yeah, and think of this as a visual diary. Think of it like that. But, you know, rather than the written word, you've actually got the images and relevant embellishments inside it. So that one is retro. This one that we're about to show you now...
This is the vintage. Now, Naomi, another design team member, has done this one. Naomi's decorated the front, so she's used some of our beautiful ribbons. So if you did get these ribbons have sold out, but if you did get them, then you could use them. They are lovely, the satin edge ribbon. So I think this is Naomi, because I've not actually met her yet. So Naomi has cut into the page down here at the side, slotted the Paris, the Eiffel Tower behind there. And she has gone, she's done lots of walking, I think, Naomi. So I think this is Naomi. I'm hoping it's Naomi and her mum. And you can see there, just going through, she's recalled those events. So she started to do this. Now, 2-page spreads are very important to me, that you actually do one page and the facing page, so they coordinate and match.
Yeah.
So you can build onto this more. You can just put information, you can put photos on both pages. It's entirely up to you how you actually do your scrapbook. But it is about using those photographs. Now, when I say old photos in albums, a lot of them aren't being protected. They're not acid and lignin free in the old albums. And I have got my very old album here, and I'll find it in just a minute to show you how they can deteriorate and damage the photographs. So do get them out of the albums, put them into an acid and lignin free album.
Which is what this is, yeah?
Yeah, this is what this is. Now, also, what I want to point out, nowadays, I've lost so many photographs because I've changed phones, because we just snap them on our phone now, don't we? We don't get them developed the same. We snap them on our phones, we keep them on phones. If they go to iCloud, if you've got iPhone, that's fine. If you delete them, it's gone forever. Use those images, get them printed off, and actually start creating those memories.
Now, let me show you the 4 options that we've got. We'll have a look at the website first of all, though, and that'll show you everything that's there. And we've got lots of extra embellishments in the show as well. We've got some jute in there too. We've got some gemstones, as you would expect from a Craft Buddy and Dawn Bibby show. All of these dies, Dawn's famous flower dies are there as well, the Fantasy Flowers die set for £19.99. But it's all about scrapbooking in this show, but there are extra embellishments you can use in your general card making as well in the show too. So it's not just scrapbooking, but everything in the show, have a little look at Hochanda.com. Oh, by the way, it is Dawn's last day with us before Christmas. So we are giving away a bracelet an hour, and there's 2 shows today. So if you fancy getting yourself one of Dawn's beautiful Californian bracelets, the chocolate brown one, excuse me.
I made this in yesterday's show, so it's ready now. So I thought I would give this away as a gift to one lucky viewer.
Emailer.
So this is ready, it's magnetic, it has that beautiful, these are still available incidentally on the website. This is the Californian wrap bracelet. So the chocolate brown is going out to one lucky person who emails through today. So
email studio@hochanda.com, and then all the emails at the end of the show will be collected, and our producer Emily will select one at random, OK? Make sure you put your address on the email as well, and it won't get shared or anything like that, OK? Good.
OK,
right.
So let's take you through, shall we? Yeah. So this is our first one, this is our vintage one. Now this is really pretty floral, this is quite chintzy, it's lovely, you've got gorgeous papers in here, quite a lot of pinks and sort of mints and soft blues in this one.
And hints towards Paris as well, for romance and so on.
Yes, it certainly does. You've got the 3 sheets of the die cuts down here again. You've got your 1 sheet of the 3D stickers, which is rather beautiful. Really pretty with the Eiffel Tower on, photograph, love on that one. And I've got one of each of the papers here to flick through, so it's a little bit easier for you to see them. So these are your first set of papers. You are getting 12 papers, so 2 sheets of each of these, what I'm showing you, in our first kit, and in every kit you get 12 sheets. So they are really pretty papers and match perfectly with your album, and then your little die-cut ones. I love this one.
Now, the vintage one, that's what it is, with the Eiffel Tower on the front. That's the most popular at the moment. We've only shown you a couple anyway. Retro is the one that I would go for, which is the one that we started the show with. That's got the vintage sepia, all of that going on as well. And also it's got, like, a travel theme running through it too, quite a bit. bit of that.
Nice for sepia photos, or for men, this one in particular. I did just run through this one for you, so I'll just quickly flick through to remind you of the papers that you're actually getting in here. So this is our lovely retro theme one.
Fantastic.
There. Then we have, now I love this one. This is really pretty. This is our elegant floral. And this actually would work for weddings, I think, Dave.
I agree with you.
Because it's
totally.
quite subtle.
Yeah.
Very pretty papers in here as well. You can see they're just nice, delicate prints onto here. Beiges, creams, taupes in this particular one. Soft colour tones, you can see there, and I think I've missed a paper somewhere. But you have got 6 different papers. They should be down there at the front, so perhaps mix picking one up. Oh, it's there, it's the beige one.
It's kind of a mixture of burgundies, chocolate browns and pinks as well, so really lovely colour combinations.
They are pretty, and just really delicate flowers around the edge of there. And then you've got your 3D sticker again down at the front of there.
Yeah.
And that has the best of times on there. Best wishes on this one, and then you've got your little die cuts into here as well. So I really like this one because I think it's a very elegant one. Also, the die cuts here, can you see? They're quite sweet. You've got "Hello, my friend" on here. You've got tags. They're really soft tones, and they've got gold foiling onto them as well there.
So that option is your floral, and then the last option, if you've got the pitter-patter of tiny little feet happening soon, or maybe it's already happened, here's your baby scrapbooking book as well. This is beautiful too. $14.99. It's probably the most important moment in anyone's life, let's face it, so to have it memorised...
Do you know, most people start scrapbooking either for the birth of a baby or for a wedding. And that's why people actually do generally start scrapbooking. So this is the perfect gift. Maybe you know somebody who's just had a baby. My nephew and his girlfriend have just had a baby, actually. And this would be a really nice gift for them to get started on recording all those first memories. So you have some really nice stickers and die cuts down there, Dave, if you can perhaps show them.
You have. These are the 3-dimensional ones. You've got the pram, the word baby has all been decoupaged for you as well. The little duck, they're really, really cute.
I like that first step too, because that's really important, isn't it? Everybody gets excited when the baby takes their first step. So all of those, they're a complete kit. You just need scissors, you need some glue. Incidentally, my glue, the Dawn Baby Premium Glue, is scrapbooking safe. So you're more than welcome to use that. And the 3D foam that we also use, that is acid-free as well. Great,
and that is on the show as well if you want the glue. But if you want any of these scrapbooks, let's remind you of the kits that are available. So that one, if you want that one, that's the retro, that's the sepia one, which is called retro. If you want this one, that's the floral. They come beautifully boxed as well. It's a lovely presentation for just $14.99. That one is your vintage. And then the last one is your baby option. 136021, you write a number. Get scrapbooking, you'll never look back, you really won't. £14.99 is the price. And don't forget, of course, get your emails in, studio@hochanda.com. Loads of you sending the emails in. You could be winning that California bracelet at the end of the show. One person will be drawn out of the hat.
And I'll pop it in the post. We'll pop them straight in the post, won't we, the bracelets, so that you will hopefully get that for Christmas as well. Now then, we have got some lace motifs, and you may have noticed they are tucked into some of those scrapbook pages, and I thought it's nice to bring a nice floaty, elegant look into your pages, but of course these have been used in many other things as well. So we have got the roses here, so you've got the gorgeous, like a chiffon rose with that wonderful embroidery onto there, and you're getting the same colour selection through each of these motifs. So you've got lilac, you've got white, burgundy, the pale blue, the cream, the mauve and the soft pink. You're then also getting the lace hearts there.
Beautiful.
So the lovely little heart. Then you're getting the little circle, same colours all the way through, and then another little flower. 56 motifs altogether.
Now remember, everything in the show is guaranteed pre-Christmas delivery. Everything that Craft Buddy is sending out will be with you before Christmas if you order today. Today is the last day to do that. Not every show is guaranteed, but the Craft Buddy ones and Dawn's shows are. $12.99 for your 56 lace motifs.
And you can see I've been popping them around. These are some of the items we had in the one-day special the other day, and the lovely little lace motif is just there on our scrapbooking canvas there as well, and the rose too.
Okay, now we've also got some self-adhesive gems for you just in front of those lace motifs. Here they are, and they're a choice of either the black or the pink option.
Now, I put these two sets together to go with the scrapbooking kits because I think it's nice to have a sparkly highlight onto them. This goes really well with the floral, the soft floral, the elegant floral, or the retro one. So you've got black gems in here. So this is primarily blacks. in here for you. Normally these are $3.99 a sheet. I'm not quite sure how many sheets we've got, but I know the value on this is incredible for you. So we've got loads of different black gems, black borders in there. So I think it's 10 sheets.
It's 10
in
sheets,
each of them.
and you get 1,230 gems in total. Wow.
Yeah, so normally that's $3.99, 10 sheets. It's close to £40, Dave, isn't it?
Look at the price on the screen. £17.99 is all you pay, and that's delivered if you're a Freedom member.
Okay, so then we've got these lovely little clusters. We've got flowers in here. Some of those have fallen down, but you've got those beautiful little moon rocks. You've got the pointed resins. You've got the little borders in here as well. Some gorgeous pink crystals, and I've gone for some fuchsias and some soft ones and the little hearts as well.
Excellent.
So that will go really nicely with the baby if it's the baby girl, and it will go with our vintage one.
So choose either pink or black, and that's 085261. Now the wooden hearts, we've actually got lots of different sizes of these, and they've also got a little hole drilled in the top as well. So if you want to put some ribbon through or something like that, or some twine through to hang them, you can.
Okay, so you have actually got 10 of the very big wooden hearts there. You've then got, in my kit, I've got 20 of this medium size, and I've got 30 of the small, which brings me to 60, so I'm not sure if it's 50 or 60, but the kit that I had, that's what it has. You also have the little twine in here as well. So maybe mine had extra, but we will guarantee you'll get 50 of them. $9.99 is a great price.
If you get 60, it's an added bonus, isn't it, really?
I did. In the actual, this is one of the samples that Naomi actually did, which is really sweet with our one-day specials. They're using the crochet lace that's on there. You see the little gem she's put across there, that's from our gem kit. And those were what we had on the one-day special the other day, those 8mm ones. So they're really nice to do little plaques as well, or birthday boards for people. Use them in lots of different ways. They have used them in some of the scrapbooking pages too.
OK, now we've also got, next to the hearts, we've got the jute. Now, I wasn't really familiar with what jute was until fairly recently, but it's basically, it's like sackcloth, isn't it, or hessian, but in a decorative ribbon form. So look at these. These are, if you want to add a little bit of rustic to your scrapbooking or to your card making, then jute is going to achieve that for you. You've actually got 2 packs of assorted natural jute, 32 metres in total. £12.99 is all this is, and there's so many different patterns to it.
Yeah, well, I've laid them all out here on the counter, so if we just pick up one of each as we go across, we should be able to see them all nicely. So you've got the rick-rack in there too. You've also got, so those are our different designs that we've got. So you've got the raw hessian, just in the straight lines. You've got the trims, the little frilly ones. You've got those beautiful lacy ones. You've got plaited, and you've got the rick-rack there. So all of those, fantastic. It gives you a very organic feel to all of your work. And you're getting them 2 separate packs, so it comes in a bundle like that. So that's 2 lots there, Dave.
Right, okay.
So you could share this kit with a friend. And again, I thought this was really nice, particularly with either the vintage, but more so with the retro set.
Excellent. Well, that's in stock as well, £12.99, guaranteed pre-Christmas delivery too. Then we've got our 32 pieces of flowers, which we're going to show you now. Now, these are
the luxury ones? Yeah, the luxury ones at the back of here. These I adore. They are a little bit more expensive than some of the other flowers we bring to you, but they are satin. They have a singed edge to them and a wonderful diamante in the centre. So these are a real touch of luxury. This would work in any of the albums that we're bringing you today because they are just so pretty. But of course, we have been using them on all of the cards. We've been using them on our canvases. You can see the little ones down there at the bottom. That's really beautiful. The burgundy ones on this one.
Just adding one to a project makes all the difference. And you get 32 of them for $15.99, so it's less than 50p each.
On our little calendar there, I've put one onto the little round canvases. Round canvases are in stock, incidentally, so I've gone for the khaki one there. Another one here. These are from the ladies on the design team. And also, at the same time, if you notice these little satin flowers, they're also on the show as well. So we'll give you that information too, because they match perfectly.
Now, the little satin flowers that you talk about, they're just in front of us here. Now, these are in 6 different colourways. You get 10 of each of them, so 60 of them in total, and they're absolutely beautiful. They really, really are. And all you do is a little bit of glue gel. That's all you need, really, to secure them in place. And they're all self-contained. The little bows have been tied beautifully at the back. Really sweet, aren't they?
They're lovely. And these are a really nice finishing touch. I like the mix of textures, whether it's on my scrapbooking pages or on my cards, and these work so nicely. And again, I'm using quite often those two together because it just gives you more sizes. I like to have different sizes, not all the same size. So those are a really nice addition to
£11.99 for all of those. That's 702-881. Now, we're really pleased to tell you that we've got something back in stock that's sold out. It was so popular a couple of days ago. We'll be able to get some more of it. And you're getting all of these different designs here. This is the decorative gold lace that's back in stock at £11.99.
I know, we did sell out, and we have managed to get a little bit more, not so much. So if you want to get a hold of this, then please be quick on it. Now, you are getting this wonderful beige golden lace. It has a golden metallic thread running through it. And if we can have a little closer look, you will see that. Very, very pretty. Now, in the past, I have brought you the individual motifs. And when I was there in the factory, I said, somebody has to sit here and cut all these motifs up. So can I have them on a length and we can cut them ourselves and we can have them a bit cheaper and get more value for money? And they said, yeah, absolutely, if you want to cut them yourself. So that is what we have done. So you've got 5 yards altogether, and then you just snip in between them and add them onto all of your projects.
But equally, if you want them as a border and you want them still joined together, you've got that option. So they are going quick. I think lots of you missed out the other day, so you're getting in early to make sure you don't miss out today. £11.99, 10% of the stock has already gone, 067956. Remember, guaranteed pre-Christmas delivery. Then we've also got our crocheted lace. That's sold out as well, didn't it?
This did sell out, yeah, and this is another one that we've managed to get back in stock. Again, I don't think we've got huge reserves of it, but it is lovely. It's self-adhesive. It has a strip of adhesive tape, double-sided tape behind it, and we use this on all of our canvases. We used it on our cards as well. It's just, again, nice to bring textures into your work. So you can see how pretty it is just down there at the bottom of the card.
Now, each one of these rolls is 1 metre long. You've got 28 metres of self-adhesive crochet lace. £21.99 is all it is. So well under £1 a roll. It's about 75 pence a roll, I think it is, something like that. 646829 is your item number for that one. Now, the website's got everything, including, of course, those brilliant scrapbooks listed there. Everything, remember, from Craft Buddy today is still guaranteed pre-Christmas delivery. All the orders are going straight through to them. They're packing them, they're sending them straight away, so you've got no problem there. We can't guarantee every show today is going to have pre-Christmas delivery. It's on a show-by-show basis because obviously different suppliers work in different ways. But Craft Buddy, they will send it out today. You'll definitely get it before Christmas if you place your order right now, either on the phones or on the website, and that is hochanda.com. I've got to say quickly, before I forget, because I've got a head like a sieve, Jean Ainsley and Carolyn Turner, Carolyn, thank you ever so much to both of you for sending us a couple of Christmas cards. We got those in the post today. That's Jean, who's done the blue one just there for us. Thank you for that one. And we've got a little bit of groovy going on with our parchment Happy Hochanda Christmas. I'm sure we will. So thank you very much, Carolyn Turner and Jean Ainsley.
I've had some lovely cards sent too, so and presents too. Thank you, everybody. It's so nice. Presents, yeah, the presents. Now that this is my mum's old photo album, I just thought I would show it to you. You can see how ancient this is. It's all discoloured. This is me as a little girl.
Is that you?
That's me.
Wow. Who'd have thought?
I don't know how old I was there because they've not written on the back, but that's me as a little girl, yeah. And this is my mum's. Now, this is her album, and it's really difficult for me. This is actually, I think, my writing when I sat down with my mum and she told me who they were when I was a little girl. And I've still not done anything with this. This is when my mum and dad got married, you can see there, September 11th, 1947. So I actually want to keep these little bits of paper when I start putting them in an album because they're the original text. And then some of this is my mum's actual handwriting here, so I'm never going to throw that away because obviously my mum has passed now. And you see that's my brother Walter, my sister Rena, my brother John, or Julie, and I'm right down at the bottom.
There's the mini bibby.
Oh dear.
Dorney.
So it's wonderful to have these, and it's difficult for me to take it apart because I know that my mum did this. But can you see how all of these lines are yellowing and decaying? Yeah. And this is why we actually use acid and lignin-free products. And quite often, lots of the old photo albums are stuck on the front, so your photos get damaged. And can you see how the yellowing is actually now coming into the edge of these photos? Yeah. Now, this is why we scrapbook with acid and lignin-free products. because that yellow is coming from the glue.
Right.
So you can put into your albums things like tickets or mementos that you've picked up along the way. But please make sure if they're not acid and lignin free that they don't come into direct contact with your photographs. That's really important. So this, while it's a treasure, that's me again up there, sulking.
It's not like you.
That's sulking, yeah, look, that's me down there at the front with my sister Julie. And I think that's me, look, as a teenager with my friend.
Well, that's your dad as a choir boy. I was a choir boy as well.
Yeah, my dad was a choir boy, and also, as me as a little girl, my dad was in Trieste, you see, in the army. So, yeah, it's funny, isn't it? All of these little mementos, that's me on my bike when I was a little girl as well.
What a great keepsake, though.
Bike.
But it's time to maybe put it into a scrapbook, yeah?
It's time to put it in a scrapbook because it's yellowing and I can see the decay that's taken place of that one, so it's nice to look at.
Now, remember, the scrapbooks we've got today, there are 4 choices. They are proving very, very popular. This one, just so there's no confusion as to what's what, this one is vintage. This is the one that's the pinky theme with the Parisian connection. This one is retro, which is the sepia one with the travel, which is the one that I would go for. Then we have the floral, or flowers, and then the last one, of course, is the baby. Most popular is the retro, that one. Okay.
Well, we're going to start. Shall we start off with a page from the retro? Oh no, so we start off. I've got a baby page here, or I've got the retro, or I've got the vintage.
Let's do the retro.
Shall we do retro?
Let's do the retro.
Okay, we'll do retro.
As that's the favourite one at the moment.
Okay. Right, the retro is one that Craig has prepared for me. So he's put all of these components together here. And it's carrying on his family album. So it's all of his family members. Now, the other thing that I would say is really important to do in your albums is a little bit of journaling. Because it's the handwriting that you do tend to remember. Like, I treasure my mum's handwriting. Anything I've got with my mum's writing on is really important to me.
Do you have to be careful about the ink that you use or the pen that you use?
It is better to use an acid-free pen, yes, and you can find lots of acid-free pens. So do have a little look at that. And you can also, if you're in any doubt about your papers, the cardstock being acid-free, you can get a pH testing pen as well. So do have a little look out for those.
Now, Chris has sent in a question. Hello, Chris. What's the best adhesive to use to stick a photo in a scrapbook? Again,
you can look for an acid-free and glue. My glue is scrapbooking safe, okay?
Right, yep.
It's not entirely pH neutral. I've checked with the chemist, but it is scrapbooking safe.
Right.
So he said, I hate all this pH neutral. That was what my chemist said.
Oh, okay.
He said it's scrapbooking safe and there is nothing wrong with it. Nothing is going to get damaged with it.
So if you want Dawn's glue, that's perfect for this.
Okay, so Craig has already prepared this for me, so I can do that quick layout. So we've used my ovals, and the ovals are on the website for you. And I don't really want the time machine on this one. I'm going to blank that out so you're not really going to see it. And we are going to use this lovely photograph. So this is his nan and his auntie Ella on here. That's a nice name. I love that name, Ella. And he's already done a rough layout for me here, what he's intended for this. So well, we might stick to that. We might change it ever so slightly. So let's have a little look. Now, Craig's been cutting some of my gorgeous flowers. And the flowers are on a stamp set that I'm not sure if we've got on the show. But those are available on the website. So let's actually run with the lace here. So these are the beautiful vintage lace motifs.
And these are back in stock today, remember, and they are flying at the moment. You're loving them. So if you want to stock up on them now, guaranteed pre-Christmas delivery. They're in the show, $12.99. You get 56 of them, but a lot of them are joined together, which is great.
And let's go for some of the lovely little flowers too. So I'm going to just pull some of these up, and let's just change this slightly, seeing as we haven't got all of the products that are on the show. So the lace, all you're having to do, Dave, is just cut in between them. Okay, so we're just going to cut in between these pieces of lace. I'm so grateful that we've got a little bit of this back in stock for you. So definitely worth getting hold of when you can get it.
Now, that stock that we were able to get back for these shows today, half the stock is gone. Over half the stock is gone now, so that's going to be another sellout soon.
It's so beautiful, though. I love this colouring on it. So pretty. And I was there in the factory saying, if you're sat cutting them, we can cut those. We've all got a pair of scissors. We don't need to pay you to cut them. We'll cut them ourselves. So we can just layer those up and we can add. So I've got different flowers. So these wonderful I might have a couple, be quite decadent on this one, and put those up there. So it's nice. I like to do like the little cascades coming down the side of my card. I've got the time machine that I can put down there at the bottom, and then we can add some gemstones. So you can see how pretty that is.
Do you know what, Dawn, I like about this is the size of it. Some people I've heard say that 12 by 12 can be a little bit daunting, but an 8 by 8 is perfect, I think, for maybe a beginning scrapbooker, or maybe you just don't want, you haven't got the space for a 12 by 12. It's just not practical. This is much more manageable, isn't it?
And just to prove, look, this is how I travel with my glues. Yeah, here's my glues are in here in a wet baby wipe, and let's hope they're going to come straight out for me. I don't put pins in them, Dave, you see?
There we go, look.
So that's been there since I left, well, since I used it yesterday, but I travel with that since I've come home. So I've just used my glue, wet baby wipes in a bag, wrap it up, so I don't have to keep putting pins in them, because I kept finding the pins were blocking and driving me daft. So we're just going to pop that down onto there. And this one down on top.
Lovely.
So this is the premium glue. It comes with a fine copper tip. It also gives you the 2 bottles of glue, rather, and 2 copper tips.
And it's 50 ml in each, so 100 ml of the glue will last you a long time, I'm sure.
If you have the actual copper tip on, it's going to last you 3 times as long as if you don't put the tip on. Because we actually don't need to use as much glue as we do. All of us put loads of glue on. So if I don't put the copper tip on, I'll go through my bottle of glue in a week. If I actually have the copper tip on, it can last me 3 to 4 weeks.
And that's doing crafting every day?
Yeah, I craft all the time, There's very rare a day goes by that I don't craft. And then we're going to put these on. Now, I am going to use my glue gel for this, and I'm not sure if it is acid-free, but as long as it doesn't directly touch my photograph, but you can get silicone glue that is acid-free, so do check into that. And then I did that rough layout, and then I'm going to go back. And some people say to me, well, what does it matter, because in 100 years' time, I'm not going to be here to know if those photos are. But you want them for your family, don't you, for generations to come.
I mean, how much fun are you going to have now reorganising that photo album? I wouldn't throw that photo album away. I'd keep it, because that's obviously one that, you know, your mum put all those photographs in years ago.
That's why I've never done it, because I keep looking at it. But I can see as time goes on that they're actually decaying. You know, they're deteriorating even more, so I need to do something with it, Dave. I can't leave it, otherwise there'll be nothing left of it. Now, when you're using these little motifs, just check, because one side is where the white thread, where they've actually been used to been sewn together. So you want to make sure that that one side is actually the side that you put down to your project.
And that fine gold thread is woven into the lace really effectively, and it's incredibly rich and opulent. It's not cheap and cheerful like sometimes, you know, gold added to something can be. This looks really rich and very, very upmarket.
So pretty, isn't it?
Yeah.
So pretty. So I'm just going to pop that down onto there.
Now, the retro scrapbooking kit, the one that's the one we're using at the moment, the sepia one, that's 70% of the entire stock has gone. And remember, you get your 8x8 papers to go in there as well. You also get your 3-dimensional adhesive stickers. You also get, of course, the other sheets, the other 3 sheets of stickers as well. That is it here. So that's the one that takes your fancy. And by the way, the picture on the front, I know it bears no resemblance to you. You can take that out and put your own photograph in. And you've also got, I love the secret envelope inside. So you can put a little note to someone if it's a gift or whatever. Or maybe even just a little personal message to yourself that yeah, means something to you. It's like a little secret pouch inside it.
OK, so I'm using just my 3D foam, which I did check with our manufacturer, and they said that's also acid-free.
Yeah.
So that can go on the bottom of here. So I'm changing Craig's page up a little bit. The 3D foam is a new set. We've got 1mm, 2mm and 3mm, getting 95 metres in total. So that's a new set that we've put together for you. And I'm quite happy with that. I don't think it needs too much. We could have put the lace on. Craig's added the cream lace on his, but I haven't on this one. There you go.
Very nice.
So this was what Craig had done. Let's show you. And he'd added the little bow on too there as well. And mine's come out slightly different, but you see that was his concept and I've changed it slightly.
Well, no surprises that the one we're working on is the one that's in the lead. So that is retro. and it's 382-427 for your scrapbooking, OK? Oh, no, hang on, that's the jumbo foam roll, isn't it, that detail? 382-427. The actual scrapbooking, if you want it, is a different item number. That's on the bottom, 136021. Have a look at the website then, because it's all there, all of those floral embellishments, and also you've got the dies that we were often using in our shows recently. 5-star reviews for so many of those. Of course, it wouldn't be a Craft Buddy Dawn Bibby show without lots of bling, and there's tons of it there. We've got wonderful kind of crystals, adhesive back gemstones. There's Dawn's glue. Look, 5-star reviews from lots of you that already use that and own it. And we've also got the gold lace back in stock at £11.99. There that is. That's going to sell out probably any minute now. 067956 is that item number. OK. So, the scrapbooks, which ones are you going to go for? They're really well manufactured as well. The actual board that these are made from, incredibly strong and beautifully decorated, not only on the outside, but also on the inside as well. And you've got the see-through page protectors as well, pockets, which are accessed from the top. There's your little concealed envelope, so you can put that secret message in there, which is rather a novel idea. But I love, like I said a minute ago, I love the size, the fact that it's an 8x8, so very, very, very easy to use. You've got your papers, which are single-sided, but remember, with the page protectors, you can use the front and also the back, so you can get 2 scrapbook pages in each page protector. There's your 8x8 papers, and you've also then got all of your 3-dimensional stickers or embellishments, and then you get 3 sheets of your peel-off stickers as well. They're more card than paper as well, so they're very, very good quality. All acid and lignin-free as well, remember, so that's important from like a preservation point of view, which is what Dawn was saying. So that one is the baby one. And maybe you're a grandmother or a grandma-to-be or something like that, and you're thinking, I'd like to present, you know, something to my daughter after maybe a week or 2 after the event. You've got lots of baby pictures, then put something like that together. That would be a cherished keepsake, and that can then be given maybe to that baby when they're 21 and getting married. Major embarrassment, but good fun. So that's £14.99. That's the baby one. This one is the flowers, which I know is, I think, Dawn's favourite. And this is a mixture of predominantly browns and mulberry colours, and pinks as well. Very fashionable, very beautiful. All these wonderful floral images. So those are your 8x8 papers. There we go. And again, the 3-dimensional embellishments down here. These are beautiful too. You can choose to use these in your scrapbook, or you can choose to use them completely separately on card making if you want to. You don't have to use them in the scrapbook. And then you've also got your stickers here as well, which are, as I say, more card. And they just pop out, their die cut too. 40% of the stock of this is now gone. If you'd like it, give us a call. It's £14.99 and it's 136021. The version that is in the lead is the retro, which is just here. This is my favourite one because I love these colours anyway. But again, look at the way that it's been designed. You've got some musical notes on the front and travel as well. Round the back, beautifully done too, and it's all really, really solid, strong, and of course beautifully thought through. So that is the main album. You've then got, again, your stickers down there and your die cuts, and also your 8x8 papers, which Dawn's already flicked through, but I'll flick through again. And I love everything like this. You've got old-fashioned franking, so that's always interesting to look at. Our story is what's been written down there, so musical notes in the background, a bit of heritage with the royal crowns and so on, moments in time, the old-fashioned clocks. There's the franking look. What does that say? St Denis. Well, that's Southampton way, isn't it? Yeah. So I always like to see where the franks are from and so on. And there's the time machine one as well, so you get lots of those, plus, of course, the stickers and the die cuts. So that is the retro. And then the first one is the vintage, which is the pinky greeny one. This has got a little bit of a lean towards Paris, so very romantic, probably the most romantic one of all of them. Lots of florals going on in there as well, but this is what we call vintage. And down the bottom, you've got the Eiffel Tower as a 3-dimensional sticker. Also, you've got that sign, Love, probably the most romantic one of all 4 of them. And then you get your die cuts there, of course, as well. I'll quickly show you the papers. Quite designer, this, actually. Certainly when you see the turquoise and the flowers, very much a well-known designer sort of look to it. And there we are. You've got the vintage postcards and letters on there, which I like as well. And the old handwritten letters, that's the thing of the past, isn't it, unfortunately? But it's something really nice about getting a handwritten letter, if ever that happens. But maybe you want to pop them in here. Why not? $14.99 for any of those. Now, nearly 60% of the vintage is gone. All of them are proving popular. If you want to go for a couple, maybe as different gifts for different people, then feel free. You only pay the P&P once, or if you're a Freedom member, you don't pay the P&P at all. And do remember, it is guaranteed pre-Christmas delivery. Anything from Dawn's shows today, she's got 2 shows with us from Craft Buddy, guaranteed to be with you before Christmas Day. But today is the last day that we can guarantee that with Craft Buddy. OK? So give us a call. And remember, if you want to send us an email, Dawn is giving away one of her Californian bracelets, a bit of a pre-Christmas treat. Send your email in, make sure you've got your name and your address on the email, and then at random, Emily, our producer, will pick one of you at the end of the show, and that'll be in the post at the end of the show as well.
OK, so I thought we'd have a little go at the vintage one.
Yeah.
So this has a beautiful collection of papers. I love the freshness of this one as well. So you've got really pretty chintzy floral prints in here. Love them. You've got this wonderful old-fashioned script there too. That's my card that I've chosen to go with it. That one is so pretty with the letters on. You've got a nice green contrast there too, and you have the pink one. So I've taken 3 papers actually. I'm being a bit greedy for this one. Incidentally, we do have more 12 by 12 papers on the website if you want to get hold of them as an extra bonus. Now, have we got the 100 sheets of mixed cardstock on the show? Did we pop that on the show, Emily, or not? So we've got the 100 sheets of mixed cardstock, and we've had this all week actually. This is a really great collective bundle of cardstock, so it's worth you getting hold of, and I've used this to go to as my go-to for matting and layering. So I've taken some of the lemon out of this, so you will find that on the website. And
there's a mixture of GSMs, a mixture of finishes and textures in there as well. Yeah, really good value too.
Now, I asked the lovely Paola if she'd bring me some photos this morning, so she has brought me this photo in. She's such a pretty lady, isn't she? I'm not sure who her friend is that's giving her a little kiss, but it's a lovely photograph of Paola. So I've used that as my main feature, and I've chosen to matte and layer that with the pink to pick up the pink tones from behind me, and I've gone for the lemon, which actually picks up the tone of the letters here, and it also picks up some of the letters in the background. So again, we're just going to put a light coating of glue on to here. And I do recommend, don't go heavily on your glue in your albums, because if ever you do want to take that photograph out and use it for something else, then you can do. And it's always nice if you have got old original photographs. The ones from my mum's album there, I would never cut into, because that is the only photograph we have got. Photographs that you've actually got negatives for are on your phone or digital that you can print a number of different times. You can cut into.
What I did with my mum and dad's wedding photograph that I had reproduced for a card that I did for them was I took a photograph of the original picture with my phone and then got it reproduced, so I wasn't touching the original one.
Yeah, exactly.
That's something to do.
You can do that, or do coloured photocopy. If you're going to even your sepia or your black and white photos, do coloured photocopies. They come out better than black and white photocopies. So it's always worth doing that, or scanning them if you're at home and printing them off on your computer. Just save and, you know, really treasure those original photographs, because you're never going to get them like that again. So I put 3D foam behind this, and unfortunately I haven't got a bin, so I'll just put that under there. And then I'm just going to line this up to the corner. So I cut into this paper, Dave. If you could just find the paper there, there is the paper at the edge. So I cut into it because I thought it was nice just to sort of have tucked below here.
That one.
Yeah, can you see how I've cut? So I've just cut that and the section at the bottom. I thought it was lovely to actually do that.
Fabulous. And
taken that out, and then I'm going to put this onto 3D foam as well. So the 3D foam is really useful. I always steady myself against the table with it like this. It's the easiest way, because you want to get those nice big pieces. And I love the 3D foam on a roll purely for this reason. I don't have to fiddle around with lots of small pieces, and it just gives us the possibility to have that build up and have a really solid layer of support underneath it. And then I'm going to go for some of the gorgeous roses, those little satin rosebuds. I think they're really pretty to pick up the colours from the background. So we're going to pop that at a slight angle there as well, just over the edge of that one.
Very nice.
Thank you for the bin, certainly. And then I have cut this from the bottom section of the flowers, because I thought it's really nice to carry on with those same flowers over here as well. And then let's have a little look at these gorgeous little rosebuds. So we have got the motifs too. Let's have a look at what we've got in die cuts, because we've got lots to work with in here. So we've got some really pretty trims. I might actually bring a little bit of the crochet lace into here, because this is gorgeous too.
And this colour is perfect to go with this scrapbook, that lovely pink. And the crochet trims, remember, they've actually got taped adhesive on the back of them, and you get 28 of them, I think it was. Yeah, they're on the bottom of the screen. Each one is a metre. I'll just show you. There we are. That's one of the rolls. So that's exactly a metre long, but they've all got the adhesive on the back.
Perfect, aren't they?
Clever, yeah.
So I'm tempted I can either run with the lace across the top of the page there, but I think it's quite nice actually to put it over the bottom of the photograph just to give it a different touch to it. So I'm just going to cut this at a straight edge because it's frayed a little bit, because it is a proper lace, and I should have perhaps peeled my adhesive off before I even did that. But we're going to stick this down now to the bottom of the photo.
And that adhesive is virtually invisible. You can't see it through.
Once you've got it stuck down, yeah, you can't really see it. I'm just going to go edge to edge on the photo because I think that looks really pretty. Just across there, like so, and then we'll just snip up there and hope that my scissors are sharp enough to do that cut. There we go. So that looks lovely, just onto there. I don't know whether I might put it up there as well, but I think that's too much. I think that's enough, don't you?
Yeah,
I like that little touch just there. We're going to have those flowers down there, and then let's have a little look at what else we've got into our... Now, Paula is an avid photographer. She's an amazing photographer. Yes, she's done wedding photos. She did some beautiful photographs, actually, of my doggies. Most amazing photographs. So we'll have the camera on there. Testimony to Paula's skills.
This is the lovely thing about it. Rather than, you know, the old-fashioned photo albums like we were looking at with Dawn a few minutes ago, they were just literally pouches that you stuck a photograph into, or a sheet that you put a photograph onto. But these are telling stories. You can embellish them, and you can have so much fun putting the whole thing together.
You can, and I do think it is important to put handwriting and journaling. A lot of people don't like their writing, so they don't put it in their scrapbooks. If that's the case, make yourself a little note card and do a hidden journaling. So do something that you can tuck it away, so you don't always have to see it. And I'll try and do that at 4 o'clock this afternoon. I'll try and do a little bit of hidden journaling so you understand what I'm talking about. So we can now build a little bit more detail around this. I think that pretty flower would look good up there. And we can add a couple more of these just running down here at the bottom. And I think it's nice just to not go over the top. Now, I don't know if we added my pink lace ribbon box onto the show or not. I don't know what we've got. I've requested a few different things, but that is on the website. So I apologise for using this glue because I'm not sure if it is acid-free, but it's the only thing I've got right now, and we need it to quick stick so I can show you. But please do be careful with what you are using. We've got some of the gorgeous gems. We've not added any gems yet. So let's have a little look.
Now, these gems, remember, were available in black or in pink. You choose, and it was 1,230 gems in total in different sizes for just $17.99. And when you consider, you're saying one sheet normally is what, $2.99?
$3.99. Most of these, yeah, they're $3.99 sheets. And we'll pop that down there at the bottom. So that's really nice.
Now, we've had loads of emails from people saying that they're being inspired by watching Dawn today to take up scrapbooking. I totally agree with you. It is something that you hear it talked about, but scrapbooking never really is a word that, I don't know, the name scrapbooking doesn't necessarily...
We used to say memory albums as well. We used to call them memory albums. I think that's far better. Yeah, the American term is scrapbooking. But I think a memory album, because it's a colourful storybook of your life.
Yeah, but scrapbooking's not a very attractive word, is it?
No, it
isn't
particularly attractive.
So think of it like a memory journal, an upmarket photo album, the story of your journey, as it were. That's what it's all about. And I think the 8x8 ones, certainly from my point of view, they appeal to me more than a 12x12.
Less challenging.
Yeah, less challenging, but also more portable. I can store them easier. I can put them on shelves easier. 12x12 ones, to me, they just are a bit bulky.
Yeah.
This is the good size for me.
This is the perfect size, and it's the perfect gift for a family friend. The pink ribbon collection, incidentally, is on the website. It's one of my new ribbon collections, so that's there for you, as well as the other colours that are there. So I've just done a little lace bow down here as well, which I thought would just finish this off really prettily, just at the side of there, Dave.
Excellent.
And we'll just pop that onto there. So again, it's going to be a little bit of a chunky page, but I like it that way.
But those
And
page
I'm quite
protectors
happy
in
with
the
that.
album allow you to have all those chunky embellishments. It's not a problem. That's lovely.
So I've used very little of the embellishments. So you can see I've just used one embellishment off there. I've used some of the flowers that have been cut out and then just added the lace and the ribbon, and that's our gorgeous Paola.
Are you planning now what photographs you're going to be putting in this journal, or are you buying it as a Christmas gift idea? Maybe you've thought you've got Christmas sorted, but you're thinking, oh, Auntie so-and-so would like that, or whoever's coming to stay with you at Christmas, they'd love that. Or maybe someone who's coming to stay is having a baby soon. Go for the baby version of this. We will guarantee pre-Christmas delivery on everything in the show, and the latest show with Dawn today as well, but then that will be it, the last day for Craft Buddy to get it to you before Christmas. OK, let's remind you then of the options. This one is the one that's going to sell out first. This is retro. That's the one I'd go for. It is now limited stock. Lots of you feeling the same way about the retro. $14.99, and that's 136021. If you want to go for more than one, they are all under the same item number, and that means one P&P, or no P&P if you're a Freedom member. So that one's the retro. Then we go on to our flower, or floral, we're calling this one. And this is wonderful chocolate and burgundy and pink colours. That's been a very popular option as well. That's $14.99 as well, 136021. That one is the vintage. So that's got the beautiful pinks and the florals. And then the last one is the baby, OK, which is that one just there. $14.99, and it's unisex as well. 136021, your item number. OK, so more things that we have for you, more things as we go down the counter. We've got, of course, all of these wonderful embellishments, which we're going to go through, I think, now. Have a little look at the lace motifs to start off with. You get various shapes and sizes. You've got your florals, you've got your ovals, you've got your hearts, and also that beautiful, it's looking like an organza. Really, really lovely. So there's actually 56 of these motifs, all individual. And, of course, you can pop them into your scrapbooking or indeed on your card making. And the colours are blue, burgundy and lavender and white, OK? So you get all 56 of those, 945431, £12.99. That's the price for those. We then have our black and our pink gems. Now, these, remember, are 1,230 in total. Obviously, you've got various different sizes on these, and some are jet black. Some have got like an AB coating over the top of them as well. That black stone there has got AB over the top. You've got strips as well. There you've got that, what looks like the top of the carousel on that one, which is a popular choice in our gemstones recently. So all of those in black or in pink, you're looking at 1,230 of them for just £17.99. OK?
I've just come to join you, then we can actually look at some of the wooden hearts, actually, just to show you here. Craig has actually popped them, he sees, he's put the two hearts up there, just behind.
Coloured them in, hasn't he?
So coloured them with a distress ink, it looks like. So you can use them with your distress ink. You can also use them with the paints onto them, whatever you like. But it just gives a really nice organic look to your pages as well. You can see down there, too, we've actually used the Hessian on this page, and we've used the lace, the lovely golden lace, and the little flowers.
Now, you're getting 50 of them, £9.99. Dawn was saying there may be 60, but if there are 60, that's an extra 10 as a bonus. But you've got the large, and you've got the medium, and you've got the smaller hearts. All of them have got little holes drilled in the top as well, so you can do all sorts with them. Yeah,
this is lovely, what Naomi did. She's made a little decorative accent here. But I don't know if you've seen those birthday boards that are around where you do a plaque at the top. And I should do one, actually, with these little hearts. You put a plaque at the top, and then you actually suspend the hearts down and write everybody's name and birth date on them, suspended, so that you have it up in the house permanently, and you remember the birthdays. How many times do you forget birthdays?
That. I'm useless
so they're there.
Like that.
So you might have 3 hearts dangling down from the same month. So you have January, February, March, April, just JM on your birthday board, and then you have the hearts dangling down for each of those months. So this is perfect for those.
Perfect for that, absolutely. A third of the stock of the wooden hearts has gone, and that's £9.99 for 50 of them. Really good value.
Colour them with your solvent-based pens too, Dave.
Good idea. Now, the jute. The jute is basically, it's like ribbon, but it's made from Hessian. And you get various different designs on these. You've got frilled edges, you've got vertical stripes, lots of different styles in here, and you get a total of 32 metres of jute, which you can trim to whatever size you want, tie bows with them as well.
Now, Craig's actually, a scrapbooking page here is use the wooden heart and actually put the photograph on it and cut it round, so it's given the shape and it's given the dimension, and then he's used the jute to frill around the back of there. Can you see, like a little frill around the back of the heart, and it just brings that little bit more depth and dimension onto your page there. And if we go back to this one at the front, that little bow just tied in the jute as well onto there. So finishing touches, again, that organic feel, the mixture of textures work really well.
30% of the jute has gone, £12.99, 422257. Again, everything is guaranteed pre-Christmas delivery. Today's the last day, though, for that assurance from Craft Buddy. OK, now we go on to our flowers. And remember, lots of these have been used in our scrapbooking as well.
They certainly have. Now, you've got 8 different colours in here. You're getting 4 of each of them. These are just so beautiful. I think they're the favourite flower that we've got at the moment of mine, because they're a very soft, floppy satin, and they actually have that wonderful sparkly diamante in the centre of them. You've got the luscious regal purple, the claret, the soft pink, the ivory, the navy blue, the beige, the khaki and the coral there. 4 of each of them. And if we just relate to the album again, this is really pretty what Craig's done. He's just tied a bow and just popped the flower on top of the bow, which is a really nice look to them. And he's used it there on the bottom of that heart as well.
And also, just look at those page protectors, even with very quite large embellishments inside there. It copes with it absolutely fine, no problem at all. So if you want those, you're getting a total of 32 of them for £15.99. Various colours, of course, included. You'll get, not just one colour, you get lots of different colours.
8 colours, yeah.
And then you've got the smaller flowers, which are pre-made, with a little green bow at the back as well. These are really cute. And you actually get a total of 60 of these for just £11.99. Just a little bit of 3D glue gel on the back, and that will stay put.
And you can see here, those tie in really nicely with all of these, and I think they're lovely on your pages. So if you don't want too chunky a page, then you can just use the smaller flowers as well. And the little flowers there are positioned on top of our beautiful lace that we're going to have a look at now. And also my vintage stamps have been used down here, the little birds. And the roses have come from the vintage stamps. They're available there on the website. And that little bird cage is actually from the vintage stamps too. But look how pretty those are. Now,
before we announce the winner of the bracelet from Dawn, let me just give you a quick reminder of this fantastic lace. These are now limited stock. These are probably not going to be here. Yeah, these aren't going to be here in the 4 o'clock show this afternoon. They're going to sell out in between hours. So if you do want this, this is the fantastic decorative gold lace. It's only £11.99. You can snip these so that they are individual embellishments if you wish, or keep them as a strip. It's up to you, but you get all of these, OK? And if you have a little look, if I lift this one up, say, just look how much of that fine gold thread is interwoven into each and every one of those flowers.
So pretty. And Craig used this, I think, on every single scrapbooking page that he did here. You know, the little butterflies there cut onto this one, pop them underneath the little satin flowers as well. Use them around the edge of so many components, and here again behind the stamped ones.
Well, they will work really well, actually, in any of the scrapbooks. They work really well, but the retro, just sold out. Just sold out of that. Congratulations if you got it. OK, now, let us announce the winner of the bracelet that Dawn made yesterday, and this is coming in the direction of one Catherine McGregor.
Well done, Catherine.
Congratulations, Catherine. Thank you for your address. We'll pop this in the post at the end of the show. Hopefully you'll get it in time for Christmas. I'm sure you will, actually.
And if anybody does want to have a little go at making them, the kits are still there, and if you order today, you would get them in time to make them for Christmas. You can make 4 lovely bracelets.
Now, we are going to give another one away this afternoon at 4 o'clock.
I might do the navy one that I'm wearing this afternoon.
All right.
What do you think?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
OK, so tune in at 4 o'clock. Make sure you email in then as well. Catherine McGregor's got one this show. We'll do another one a bit later on. Now, the crochet, the adhesive crochet, adhesive included on the back. Remember, this strip is already there for you. You've got 28 metres in total in all these different colours. You've got the natural, you've got the whites, you've got the pink, the red as well, and a dark blue, and a lilac in there too. So use lots of ways.
Very pretty. For all of your cards, we use them on our canvases. Craig's used it here on his page at the top. It's lovely, it's organic. It's so nice to use all of these mixed textures with any of your scrapbooking or card making, of course.
So I'll see you at 4.
You will.
I'm with you then, and we'll give away that bracelet then as well, so make sure you're watching and taking part in the show then. But anything else that you want to see in the show, please have a little look at the website, hochanda.com. Remember, the good news is with Craft Buddy, today is the final day guaranteeing pre-Christmas delivery, so you can buy with confidence. And those scrapbooks are still there, but they are going very, very fast. Or we call them memory journals now, don't we?
Yes, we do.
OK, Dawn and I back at 4. This is what's on the way. So Stamp Addicts, they're here and they're next with Matt. Then I'm back with the Tonic Big Save one-day special with Paola, and Coloricious. We'll be back with that a bit later on this afternoon as well at 2 o'clock. So lots to look forward to on Hochanda.
Hi, I'm Ali from Ali Stitch Your Fingers. I've been sewing most of my life. I absolutely love sewing. I've been with the Hochanda now from the very beginning, really. That's when I started to go there. The Hochanda family are lovely people to work with, and I'm really enjoying my time with them. Designing is a big part of the journey for me as well. I love going out and finding the fabrics to use in the projects and bringing them to you. I love the designing process from start to finish, and then the finished project is just the icing on the cake. So make sure you don't miss out. Come and sew with me on Hochanda.
Hello, I'm Leanne Chivers from Crafters Companion. I'm Head of Creative Development for the company and responsible for bringing all of the fabulous products that you see from us on Hochanda. I've been crafting for many years. In fact, since I was 5. My gran taught me to knit, I've been sewing with my mum, but my great love is papercraft. It's the thing that I love to do most. I really do enjoy colouring. Rubber stamping was my first love. It's still the thing that I turn to in my spare time. Our Spectrum products, I believe, are second to none. They're definitely the thing that I'm most proud of in terms of my journey with Crafters Companion. I know we've got lots more innovation, lots more inspiration, fabulous demos for you in the next months and years coming here on Hochanda, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you there. So make sure you don't miss my shows with Crafters Companion on Hochanda.
Yeah, it's true. It's the big save at the moment, going on until early January, saving up to and over 50% on certain items as well. And it's Sarah and Vicky from a wonderful, wonderful company that we are happy to be friends with, Stamp Addicts, because you bring so many, not just the new designs we've got on today's show, but lots and lots to choose from on the website too.
That's right, yes. Oh, yes, so many.
Yeah, loads. I mean, seriously, load up, shop by brand, find Stamp Addicts logo, and you'll see Sarah and Vicky's designs on there. Go and have a look, and you can pop it into your basket today. There are lots and lots of different designs on
yeah, not just stamps, other things, pairs and other bits,
Yeah, it's a good point, actually. Also, talking of other things and bits and bobs, we've got the MDF storage as well today. You might want to jump ahead and have a look.
It's ply, birch ply.
Oh, sorry, I do apologise. Already a faux pas. What time is it? It's not even 2 minutes past. There you go.
We don't want to missell it.
Definitely not. Definitely not. We don't want to undersell ourselves. So birchwood plywood, and it is lovely storage for your stickles, isn't it?
Yeah, for your stickles, your liquid pearls, and your blending tools as well, because we've all got those now.
We have. We've all got our blending piles and blending tools and stickles. Have a look on the website for every item on today's show, but also jump ahead. Vicky, what can we hope to see on your demonstration today? What we're looking forward to?
We've got some cute pandas, and we've got some
What have we got?
You've forgotten already.
Butterflies. We've got hummingbird. Shrink plastic.
Yes, lots of shrink.
Oh, we will be shrinking. Jewellery making. Vicky, we'll let you get ready for that. We'll see you in due course. All right, take it easy. Right. So, Sarah, take us through some of the designs then. Vicky mentioned the cute pandas, and they're on here first.
Yeah, the pretty panda and the solid bamboo as well. And Vicky drew all of these stamps, and we've named them Emily's, because it's her middle name. So it's under a different, because we've got Vicky's designs, now we've got Emily's, they're a different style.
Oh, okay then.
So it's a girl panda, I think. She's got a bow.
Yeah.
And she's pretty, she's cute.
She's really playful. Do you know, there's a brilliant sample here that we put on the top, and it's just the way they're sort of leaning out of the aperture.
They're peeking, aren't they? The pandas are quite naughty and playful.
We think they're lovely, and they're saying, look, come in, share our bamboo with us. Actually, no, change your plan, don't take it, it's all ours. But I think that's such a playful card, that. And then the solid bamboo background as well, you can see there.
Yeah, that's
really
in a
cute.
sparkle powder. And this bamboo is actually stamped and placed onto some sticky back plastic with beads and glitter stuck around it.
Yeah, I see, and then it just...
but there's no glitter on the front to fall off, because it's all encapsulated behind the plastic.
This is clever.
Yeah.
This is very,
we
very,
might
very
get
clever.
to that later.
Yeah, this is clever, all hidden behind there on your backdrop behind the panda. I like that, so it's hidden behind there. Really, really cute panda stamp there, and you can see how wonderfully made and deeply etched it is. Going in with the bow as well, as a real bow this time.
That's it, you can make it so simple. This is just black and white, and then you've got the touch of colour. So you can make it really quickly, or you can obviously change up the colours.
Oh, nice to see our panda emboss as well. She's beautiful there with the pink embossing powder.
Yeah, I think that's distress oxide.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
So the pink oxide with some clear powder.
Ooh.
And then you notice the different tones in the bamboo in the background.
Yeah,
which Vicky's going to show you how to do.
There you go. I see, that's a great little technique, that. So you distress oxides, lay over your clear embossing powder, then away you go.
Yeah,
you can
that's
fool
it.
people into thinking you've got multicoloured embossing powders. Silly people like me. So yeah, the pandas are massive, they're lovely. They're really, really sweet. Unmounted, so you're going to want to mount those if that's how you prefer to stamp.
Yes, I forgot to bring a glue stick, because I was going to show you. If you've got a dry glue stick, there's many brands available. You can just rub the glue onto your acrylic block, your stamp press, whatever you use. Yeah. Slap on your bit of rubber, and away you go.
Just do it that way.
And when you're finished, you just peel it off. The glue is dry, and you can just wipe it with a damp cloth.
That's a really clever way of doing it.
So that is the easiest way.
Doesn't damage the back of your stamp at all.
No, it doesn't do damage to anything.
OK. All right, well, you're getting both of these stamp sets. It's brand new today as well for £12.99 plus delivery. 2 stamps for you in the set, and it's 657171 to order those both today. Brand new today. The butterfly. Oh, my goodness. This shrinks beautifully. And then you've got the butterfly sentiment, also drawn by Vicky.
Yes, yes. She's been busy. I've been working hard.
yeah, you have been. And the sentiment's lovely, this little verse. Do you want to read it, Sarah, or shall I?
You can read it.
Shall I? What voice shall I use for it? Shall I use my own voice? I'll use my own voice.
Or someone else's.
No, I'll just use my own. Perhaps the butterfly is proof that you can go through a great deal of darkness, yet become something beautiful. It's really uplifting, that. Really uplifting.
Yeah, and it can apply to any kind of occasion or thought. Just, you know, you're thinking of someone.
Yeah, because, you know, we've all got times and periods and experiences that we go through, but you just got to remember, just get through it, you know, and it will
Tomorrow will be a
happen.
better day.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, really meaningful phrase, that. Lovely verse. And also, before I put the card down, look at the shrink plastic.
Yeah, and then the acetate as well.
Up here, yeah.
So, yeah, it's a very versatile stamp.
Really, really nice. Let's keep it going and show more acetate here. Oh, I love how the antenna are little bits of, like, almost like jewellery wire, are they?
It can be jewellery wire, or you can get shaped paper clips. Yeah, any kind of thin wire. But yeah, jewellery wire is nice and easy.
Yeah, I suppose with a paperclip with a bit of alcohol ink on it, you can't go wrong.
Well, yes. You're getting good at this, aren't you?
Not really, Sarah. I'm still on level 1, really. But I do love it. I do absolutely love what I experience with our guests, just like yourself, Sarah. And then look at this design as well. So
in the background is some of the stamps that are on the website from our grunge elements and bits and pieces.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes.
Yeah. You get a few different styles like that.
Yeah, because we like all our stamps to work together.
And then look at this for a penny slider card, made using the shrink plastic as well here with your butterfly. Ready for it? Whee! Dizzy butterfly! Woohoo! Shrink plastic is already very busy. If you want to get hold of your shrink plastic, it's at the bottom of the screen. So it's £10.99 for a mixed pack, and then you get the 8 sheets of shrink plastic, 4 of the sanded shrink plastic, 2 of the white, and 2 of the clear.
That's
isn't
right.
it?
Yes.
I remember, I've got the points back. After the MDF moment, I've got it back. I'm back on 0 points. So 140084, and you're getting both stamps there for £10.99 plus delivery. Lovely in the grey rubber. And next we've got the hummingbird as well. Sarah, the hummingbird just has such poise to it. It's a wonderful stamp.
It's a beautiful bird as well. I mean, you watch it, so it just had to be a beautiful stamp as well. Yeah. And the harebell, because obviously, you know, it needs a flower to feed from.
Yeah, there's the harebell. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's a hummingbird, so you can stamp them both together if you want. Or
or use them separately. The harebell works quite well as backgrounds and other things. When you see the samples, you'll see all the different ways. Yeah,
let's grab those now, because look at this with the white embossing powder. I love the scribbled design as well.
Yeah, it's the nice sketchy. Well, that's why we gave it the name Emily, so because they're all of a similar style. Yeah. But this one, if you don't mount your rubber on cling, it's easy. You can see where it's actually been straightened against the design. The design is curved. So you can play around and move it.
Yes, you can get that shape yourself.
That's
if I pick up the actual stamp, you can sort of make it out that it's straighter. The curve is more pronounced on the actual grey rubber.
I would recommend trimming it closer.
Right.
A good pair of a good pair of scissors,
You wouldn't be able to bend and shape that. You're cutting in around.
As close as you dare.
And then it's more... That's actually really important. Pick up on those words there from Sarah. As close as you dare when cutting your grey rubber stamps. That is really important when considering how to cut them. Literally, as long as you keep that in mind, you'll cut them properly. And then look at that again, the white embossing powder with a bit of maybe a distress oxide background blended.
So that's it, all the colours in the background, and then just the white embossing.
How lovely. But then what a nice card to show next, because stamped here but then coloured as well, so you're adding, like there, the line art's just enough on its own with the backdrop, but look at that coloured.
Yeah, and if you maybe add some foils to it, or some, you know, glitter and things, just to give it, because they do kind of shimmer, don't they?
Yeah, pick out your
when the
detail,
wings are flappy,
the eye or the feathers as well. Yeah. Of course, and then I've got to show this for the harebell, because it shows that just on its own, that is actually a really, really nice floral stamp. Brilliant with the hummingbird, but great. I love that card. Who made that one, Sarah?
I think that one is from Brenda. She'll have her name on the back. Yeah, one of our design team, yes.
Brenda's used distress oxides and mica spray and sparkle pens as well to make that. Brenda, that is a lovely, lovely card. No disrespect to anything else here, because they're all wonderful in their own way, but... Oh, yeah. Oh, that's nice, Brenda. So, Brenda, let's have a look at that one as well. Oh, that's one of Brenda's as well up here. That one there. So, it's 439060 to order. It's £13.98 for the pair. I predict they're going to be really, really busy today as well. Grab hold of whatever it is that you've seen. Don't forget, it's all about Stamp Addicts as a shop by brand as well. But have a look at the storage too. This is the Birchwood Ply storage, and it's a 3-tier storage system. Thank you so much, Sarah. We'll see you in a bit. Vicky's going to demonstrate for us next. It's 951714 is your item number there to get your 3-tier stickles storage for storing your stickles upside downsies. And then the blending tools storage here. You can see here these are a set of 2 that you'll get for £12.99 plus delivery. It's 889066. We must show you the shrink plastic, because the designs stamp beautifully, but on shrink plastic they do look great as well. And that's 100932 to order. Oh, it looks like a ghostly sort of image, that. That's cool, pretty cool picture. £10.99 plus delivery to order the shrink plastic today. There's a freedom price on that, £9.89 including your delivery to get your shrink plastic. That's 4 sheets of the brushed, sort of sanded, 2 of the clear and 2 of the white. Vicky, what have you got planned for us?
Right, so I'm going to make you a little pyramid of pandas.
Yay!
So, I've got my little panda. I've mounted mine onto some static cling so that she clings to the block. And this is actually a distress oxide, black soot. So it's not really a very true black, which is quite nice. I didn't want it... Sometimes black's too dark. I'm just going to stamp
using a Be Creative stamp press as well.
I am. I do like the way it pops up nicely. Then what I've done is I've created some masks. So these are just going to cover my first little panda. So I can then ink and stamp the next one.
You get 2 of these stamp presses. It's the Wonder Press. Details on the left-hand side of the screen. It's £6 off, so £11.99 for 2 of them. It is on extended delivery currently. That could well be. I read an email yesterday from somebody who was really on the case, letting us know about these sorts of things. And then for the Christmas delivery now we're in that sort of a zone, we might be looking at extended delivery on certain items. 578681.
So I'm just inking my last little panda. I'm just doing a stack of 3, although we do have a much larger stack in one of the samples.
Yes, yeah, we do. I'll find that.
That'd be this big green one.
Is that one there? There you go. That sort of cheerleaders or water skiers, you know. Or triangle of water skiers. Like that.
Right, so I've got the mask now, is on my last little panda. So they're all covered at the moment. So then I'm going to bring my bamboo. Put it up the right way.
Big stamp this for your backgrounds, isn't it? Like
yes, it's nice and long, so it does cover a good size card.
Have you found, like, I know you probably haven't had much time to play with them because they're brand new, but, like, for creating a backdrop, like a more abstract backdrop, like 2nd or 3rd generation, just stamp it a few times. No one's going to know it's bamboo, but it's going to give you quite a nice sort of textured back.
I think on one of the butterfly cards, I think it stood up, the bamboo's gold embossed in the background.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
There we go, see, it works with the butterfly.
Look, yeah, with the butterfly too. Just while we're inking up, it's a good time to see that, actually.
Yeah.
There you go. There we are, with the sentiment that comes with the butterfly also. So, yeah, nice backdrop.
Now, so I've inked with my cracked pistachio. Now, I'm just coming in with my lucky clover, just tilting my ink pad to just get some little darker, just darker patches on there. Which way up am I that way?
No, you've masked all your pandas, haven't you?
They are all masked, so once I take the masks off, they won't have bamboo across their faces, hopefully. That's the first. So I'm going to ink that again with the...
Wouldn't have taken you long to make those masks either, because like, fussy cutting around the pandas shouldn't be too complex.
No, I didn't really do the fussy cutting. I actually just cut the outside edge off.
Literally just went round
Your mask does need to be slightly smaller than the design, so I just, just trimmed her neatly round. OK, so we've got some different greens on there.
And you say her because she's got a lovely bow in her hair as well.
I drew her, it's a girl.
Yes, yeah.
Maybe we'll have to bring out our boy next year.
Yeah, that is good. Right, has she got a name yet, your little panda?
No.
There you go. Thank you for that, Vicky. That's the answer we were waiting for.
She nearly was called Pan Pan.
Really? OK.
Courtesy of our friend Justin.
Ah. Justin, of course, of Gordon and Justin fame.
Oh, I can't get this last one off. There we go.
And if you want to name our panda today, email in studio@hochanda.com, because that's the answer we were looking for. No. If our panda did have a name, it was like, oh, OK. But yeah, you email in or Facebook. It's all good. Studio@hochanda.com or Facebook for a name for the panda. Any name would be good. Let's think of one really quickly. Pan Pan says Justin, or maybe even just Pam. Pam the panda.
Good Melody.
Nice. Melody. Melody the panda. It's a nice name also. But better that, and we'd love to hear from you.
OK, so I've got a very pale pen here, and I'm just going to colour her paws. So I think you need to add a little bit of colour. Pandas do tend to be black and white, but need a bit of extra colour to them. Mouth as well.
I love that. They do tend to be.
Kind of a white, creamy colour, probably the same colour as my jumper.
Do you know what? Thinking about it, Vicky, pandas do tend to be like...
You mean they're not like pink like some of ours? Oh,
no. This is not...
I think I've watched too many cartoons for the children.
I think it is happening. I get that as well. Whenever I look at cars and trains, I'm like, why haven't they got eyes and mouths? And where's that fire engine's face gone? But yeah, that's a pink panda, not necessarily realistic to real life. But yeah, they do tend to be black and white. I think I've only ever seen black and white zebra crossings as well. You really got me thinking about it.
Really? You've never seen a pink and white one?
No, never.
Neither have I.
Need to make one.
Right,
Lottie, our producer's got a suggestion for the name for our panda. Amanda the Panda.
Oh.
That's good. Amanda the Panda. Like Parappa the Rapper. Yeah. Amanda the Panda. We like it a lot.
There we go. So we've given her some nice coloured bows. And here's my card. So what I'm going to do is mount this up on... If I pop this onto some black layer works really nicely on there. And then you can see I've just distressed using the tools. Oh, on that display.
Handily. Here they are.
So I'm just going to stick this if you want to have a quick
Here we are.
look.
Yeah, we can have a little play with this. Birchwood ply, so it takes your metallic paints or gilding waxes or other paints absolutely beautifully to personalise your own blending tool stand. You'll get a set of 2 just like this, and it will even hold the smaller blending tools that just slide straight out, or the larger blending tools which you lift up and then slide out. You could even store them the other way up if you wanted to. I only know all this because Sarah and Vicky were very helpful with me and just sort of showed it to me before the show, but any knowledge I can pass on is all good. So you get 2 of those with your set for $12.99. Yours will be plain, ready to paint or personalise. You could stamp onto it as well, couldn't you?
Oh, yes, you could stamp onto it, you could use paper on there, all sorts, yeah.
Because it comes flat, but it's very easy to put together, no problem.
Yeah, they just slot together easily,
Yeah.
Right, so I'm mounting the card actually onto the foam pads just to give it a little bit more height.
Gone for the small foam pads as well, haven't you, today?
They are a bit, aren't they? Could have used some bigger ones.
I can show some samples while you're peeling the backs off them if you want.
Good.
Should we do that? Because it always breaks my heart when we haven't got time to look at all the samples. So using your distressed oxides or distressed inks, or being able to put clear embossing powder over the top, you've got yours just there. You've got your pink distressed oxide and clear embossing powder again, giving kind of a nice pink shine. You've then got a wonderful classic wonderful black and white panda just there, but look, the bamboo background, mix your inks, work in a little bit of layering up with your decoupaging to get your bow, or don't decoupage the bow but still go for that really nice rustic background, mixing your inks on your stamp. Work in your glitters as well. These are all different sizes, different styles. Love this one here from let's see, it's one of Brenda's
again. It's a lovely
again.
romantic look, the roundness, doesn't it? The glow there.
It's good. I like, the little aperture, but it's not an aperture, but it just gives that...
Just masked off to give...
that look of an aperture just behind. And then here, just a separate pan. That's nice, actually, Vicky. Going for separate...
Just a simple idea. It works really well.
A separate panel, because the bamboo stamp is much bigger than that, but all you'd do is you tape it off, wouldn't you, then?
Yeah,
and then you've got that smaller. Look at that, the classic colour there, or a DL-sized card with your 3 pandas all climbing on top of each other. The one at the bottom is like, no, no more! Just 2, I can take 2, but not 3. And then, Vicky, you finished that off and you layered it up nicely.
I have, yes. Got those all stuck together, and I've put some extra bows on to give it a little bit of height there as well.
Oh, yeah, really multicoloured bows to give it that difference. We love it a lot. So, yeah, it's 657171 to order today, and that's on the pair of stamps you've got. You've got the unmounted rubber stamps ready to mount on your blocks or stamp platform or stamp press, whatever you use, and you're getting both of them together. Vicky, I'll see you in a minute, because you've got another demonstration to go, haven't you, as well? And Sarah's going to show us something too. Yeah, so Sarah's going to go next, and then we're going to see Vicky again. Go onto the website, hochanda.com. On there, you'll see your grey rubbers. You'll also see the 3-tier stickles storage, and then your double pack of the blender storage. You just saw one of those. We've even got stickles on the show. We've got a set of 6. You can get more, obviously, but a set of 6 there, and that's $11.99 plus delivery. You've got things like the red, the gold, the sequin, the orange. The Wonder Stamp Press has got 5-star reviews, and then also the anti-static bags, also 5-star reviews. You can just see that 5-star review, can't you? I'm loving these anti-static bags. I'm going to give them a 5-star review. You've also got your double-sided high-tack Wonder Sheets, also coming in with 5 stars. Don't forget Stamporama. That's coming up in February, which, because of Christmas and New Year, it feels like it's a while away, but that's going to be upon us before we know it. That will whiz around, and that's in the new town of Stevenage. Is it still new? You know, these days? Is it still called Stevenage in Newtown?
Well, there's an old one.
Yeah, oh, is there old Stevenage?
Stevenage and old Stevenage.
Stevenage and old Stevenage.
And this is just in Stevenage.
Okay, so that's nice to know. Tune in to this time tomorrow for more news about this time Welwyn Garden City. We're just working our way through. We're working our way through the new towns of the UK, of Hertfordshire. Yeah, you've got the hummingbird down here and the lovely, lovely floral stamp that works with it as well. You've got the harebell there, the curve on the harebell, and then the hummingbird with all of its grace and poise. The two examples just above the stamps just say so much. You know, you've got the colourability. If I just turn them around this way as well, you get a lovely view of both of them. The potential colourability, the light and shade of the one on the right-hand side, the purity of the white backdrop, and then the colouring, that intense fuchsia on the harebell. But then the colouring on the hummingbird. I mean, wow, for the blend. That is another card that has just stopped me in my tracks today. And then here, that almost getting sort of that mixed media flavour, isn't it, with the ink on the background, that grungy, oh, I don't know, let's try this and see what happens. They're both really, really nice. We've got one of my favourites there with the harebells. Let's move that out of the way to show you a selection of more. Oh, look at this, a nice stepper card just there. And you can see a real fluidity, I think, to the colouring on the harebell. That's a great example. You can imagine that on like a Japanese printed fabric or screen, couldn't you, on a bit of home decor maybe. I love it. And then, but what is it that you're loving about some of these too? Oh, the fact that the butterfly that we've got on today's show, we'll get to that in a sec, but that is working wonderfully with the hummingbird. I mean, just that, this leaving it uncoloured, just with an inked background and stamped over the top. You've got that scribbled technique of drawing, that sketch. It's a really, really cute card. And I bet you if you spoke to Brenda, she'd say, yeah, it didn't really take me very long, that, but it has that effect, doesn't it? And then here's another working. Have you got a load of background papers at home, maybe, and you don't really know what to do with them? Well, you've got a nice big stamp here with the harebell. But what a nice thought! How inspirational! Stamp it a few times. You know, once, twice, off the page, 3, 4, 5, 6. So some of them are off the page, but you've got 6 examples there of the harebell, but making a really beautiful DL panel. What's this one hiding? I haven't even looked at this one before the show. I didn't get a chance. Look at this. Look at this for a split triptych, sort of triple panel. 3. Isn't that interesting? Again, quite a quick one. Probably a bit of a scrap buster, that. You could, do you know, you could watch the show and get so many ideas with different stamps that you could get the most out of. Oh, look at this one as well. Is that working with, I think that's working with shop-bought, like, normal paper, like a paper pad. Forgive me if I'm wrong about that, Debbie, but Debbie's made that. But I think she's worked with a paper pad and then stamped over the top of it. Isn't that nice? So, yeah, that's a really nice set. The 439060 is your item number. It's £13.98 to get hold of the pair. You'll get the hummingbird and the harebell with it. Lots and lots of other stamps on the show. And also, to shop by brand, you'll be able to get hold of any stamps from Stamp Addicts. That's Sarah and Vicky. Have a look at the other butterfly set we've got. It comes with that gorgeous sentiment. Perhaps the butterfly is proof that you can go through a great deal of darkness yet become something beautiful. That's the sentiment on the bottom, or in the right hand side, sorry, with that flourishing butterfly. 140084 to order. That's brand new today. And then also the panda, the really cute panda. She's lovely. We've called her Amanda the Panda. So far, unless you fancy changing her name. And then you've got your bamboo as well, your solid bamboo stamp that goes with it. 657171. We're also really busy for the blending tool storage, actually. You get 2 like this, don't you, Sarah?
You do, yeah, you get 2. And you want to use something very thin to paint it with. Distress stains are really good. Yeah. But if you're going to use a paint, you might want to put it together first and then paint it. Okay. Because you've got to make slots together. Yeah. So if you put too much paint on, it's going to be quite hard to slot together.
Okay, okay, might swell, so, but you've got that extra layer on
it's
there
the extra layer of paint,
yeah, okay.
Yeah. I mean, we did ours separately and we just had to sand a little bit on the inside, but then it slotted back together.
Do you know, I'm loving the fact that you can store the smaller ones there. They just slot straight out, and the larger ones too, so up and out. But if you want to store them downwards, onwards, you can. So it's really, really versatile. You actually get 2 for £12.99 plus delivery. Really easy to put together, and you can personalise them, paint them, stamp onto them.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's lots of other things that we'll find that will fit in them.
Yeah. Get it home and try it out and see
nail
what
varnish,
does fit.
maybe.
yeah, do it. See if they fit, and if it works. If it fits, it works. That's fine. So Sarah, what are we going to do? Oh, we're working with butterfly.
And shrink plastic.
Ah.
So I'm going to stamp a couple. I'm using my
on the show.
gold ink pad because we want a nice, shiny, sparkly butterfly. So the good thing about the stamp press is I'm less likely to slip on the plastic. So you can just position, and then when you go in, go fingers over the stamp and go straight down. And then keep one hand still, move the other hand. And then switch hands so that you're less likely to smudge because it's plastic. The tendency I had with the other acrylic blocks, sometimes if you went in a slight angle, I'd end up with a blurry image, which is not what we want.
Because of the shiny surface of your shrink plastic.
Yes, that's right, yeah. I mean, if you're working on the sanded, it's easier because
you've got the tip, isn't it? Yeah,
that's right, yeah. But we want the nice, shiny...
So if you've never worked with shrink plastic, start with maybe with the standard one, maybe, or just...
Yeah, it's easier to colour as well. You can use more things like pencils and chalks because they stick to the sanded side.
Yeah.
OK, so we just need 2 of these. Again, straight over, down.
And luckily using the lovely Be Creative stamp press there, the Wonder Press, you're not touching that stamped image now next to it.
That's right, yeah, and then I just let go and it pops up. And sometimes it's stuck to the shrink, so you just lift it off.
OK.
So I'm going to pop that over there. Vicky's going to clean that for me. So because she is.
Would you recommend with the gold ink cleaning that straight away then?
It's not that, it's just I want to use a black ink. So it depends on your ink pad. If it's a permanent one, I would use it, I would clean it quite quickly, otherwise it's going to stain.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to heat this with my heat gun. I've cut it out already. Hang on,
so Tash, our director, has never seen shrink plastic being heated and shrunk live on air. Which
really?
Begs the question, I wonder how many people watching have never seen this before as well. So, give us any tips along the way, Sarah, would be absolutely fab.
Well, you see the style of heat gun I'm using, because it has less blow than the pointy ones.
Coming out, yeah.
Yeah, when it has too much air, it could fly away. But if you've got the other style, if it has more than one setting, put it on the lowest setting.
Lowest, so the longer, pointier one.
Or put it in the oven.
Yeah.
It comes with instructions. So I think it's a fairly low temperature. It only takes about 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Don't cook it with food.
No.
So it's going... And don't do this.
Right.
Just slowly, calmly...
You haven't really moved your heat gun at all, have you? And it flattens out. This is absolutely
So I'm going to
wondrous.
have to flip it. And you can see there's kind of like a circle in the middle, so I'm going to flip it over. And you see it flattens right down. So then I'm going to flip it back over. Ooh, I would. There we go. When it stops moving, it's done. But if you want it flat, you could put like an ink pad, just gently place it on top. Or an acrylic block, but I want to shape it.
Let's do it before and after. Oh, no, you finish doing what you need to do.
Yeah, so I'm just using my finger. It is warm, and you could put a piece of paper underneath and pull the paper up. Yeah. If you have sensitive fingers.
But you can.
But I'm used to doing this.
Yeah, and you can shape it yourself now.
That's right.
By using the bendability, malleability factor.
So that's it. It's almost cool.
Yeah. So for making a pendant or for making a pair of earrings, it's absolutely amazing. So the before and after, if I move that into play. So yeah, shrink plastic, big, bendy, but there now smaller. Stronger.
Yeah, and you can see the colour's a bit darker because as it shrinks, the colour intensifies, the colour shrinks and compacts.
So when you're using your inks and your chalks to paint or colour shrink plastic, bear that in mind. That it will intensify when it gets smaller.
It will, yes, it will get darker. So you don't want to go too dark with your colouring. So we need a second one.
Absolutely amazing. Your shrink plastic details are on the screen at the moment. You'll get 8 sheets. You'll get 4 of the sanded shrink plastic, 2 of the white and 2 of the clear, all for £9.89, including your Freedom price, including delivery if you're with Freedom, or £10.99 plus delivery if you're not with Freedom.
Now, the worst thing that could happen is that it will curl up and stick together. What I will say, it is just a piece of plastic.
Yeah.
But if you have an anti-static bag, see, I just raise the heat higher and it slows down.
Oh, dizzy butterfly.
If you have an anti-static bag, you can tap that on first.
Right.
And that helps to stop it sticking to itself. I think that's actually a good shape.
So you would stamp it, let it dry, and then dust it with your anti-static bag. Yeah. And then shrink it.
That's right. Yeah. It just helps. If you're worried that, especially depending on the shape. A couple of shows ago, I did one of a toy soldier. It was a long, thin shape. Yeah. So that has more tendency to roll.
Yeah.
Yes, he didn't, but
he didn't,
just in case.
Yeah, but you did it live. What was I going to mention? Oh, yeah, the anti-static bags. You get a pack of 3. Details are at the bottom of the screen. For £10.99, you get 3 there. It's 529890. Yeah.
Right, this is a laminating sheet, which is a sticky-backed acetate. And I'm going to use the butterfly again. This time, I'm using the archival because it's permanent when heat set, because it's a plastic.
And this is why Vicky cleaned the stamp off, because this is the one you use with the gold ink.
That's it, just to get rid of the gold.
Yeah.
So, again, it's a plastic. Just go down. There we go. You notice I press all over, and don't forget the edges as well.
Yeah, shrink plastic, very busy, approaching a quarter of the stock gone on the shrink plastic at the moment. Details at the bottom of the screen, 100932 to get it.
So, that should be done. There we go. That, again, this laminating is heat embossable, so I can heat set it. So you want to check what you've got. If it's not heat embossable, it could warp. So be careful. Right, so we're going to set that.
You just wanted to dry your ink off, and because it was a non-porous surface, it might have taken a bit longer rather than card.
It's best to heat set on on the
Okay. Anyway.
Otherwise, it might never dry.
It might never dry.
Depending on your ink, yes. So I've cut this one out already. Just to save on time, I am going to use my gold leaf.
We've had a question from Sue. Sue, thank you so much for emailing in. Before shrinking the plastic, can we die cut it?
Yes.
To shrink plastic,
Yes, definitely.
Okay, yeah. Thank you very much, Sue, for coming in. So keep those questions coming in. So if it's a die shape that you're happy to have smaller, by what sort of a percentage then does it shrink down?
It goes down to about a third.
A third?
Of the original.
So you look at your die cut and think, would that look good, a bigger die? Would that look good, a third of the size?
The answer is to make a shrink plastic ruler.
Yeah. You've made one of these before. Yeah,
so
you see my brain working there, didn't you?
You take one edge of the shrink and you take a ruler and you mark the measurements. And then when you shrink it, you know what the measurements shrink down to. So you can measure your stamp, 6 centimetres. You look at your ruler. That's how small it's going to go.
Okay.
Yes, you with me?
You've brought one in before,
didn't
you?
Yeah, we forgot this time. Right, so I'm peeling the backing.
We forgot.
Peeling the backing off of the laminating sheet, and I'm going to put it on my gold leaf, and I'm going to go there.
Oh gosh, that's going to look amazing.
Mine start as sheets and then end up as flakes.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to rub, make sure it's all stuck on.
Just pulls away, actually, naturally, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. And then it goes in the box.
And then you've got the rest of those to use on a future project.
And it gives you a beautiful multicoloured butterfly.
What a great part of it that you chose. But you could choose that. You placed it deliberately on that swirly, colourful box.
That's right. Well, and every pack of gold leaf has a slightly different pattern. Yeah. So no two will ever be the same. So I think...
Oh, wow. The stamped image. I mean, the gold leaf was lovely anyway, but with the stamped image, that just comes into its own, doesn't it? That comes alive.
It does, yeah. So it's just stamped in black.
So I should put it there. There you go. Don't move it next time, Matt.
Okay, now I need my card and my sentiment.
So, you're going to use the butterfly, the actual sentiment that comes with it. Oh,
I am.
These are words. They're very touching.
And the good thing about the stamp press is the grid, so I can line up the bottom of the P with that line and the bottom of the F on the same line, so I know it's straight.
Yes.
So when I go down, I will go with the lines.
Yeah, the Wonder Stamp Press, you've got 2 of those in a pack for £11.99. A nice saving on that twin pack, actually, 578681. I think it was at least £5 you're saving, so I think it was about £6, I think it was, in the end, that you're saving. Oh, but remember, that is extended delivery. You might be seeing that quite frequently now on various different items because, particularly with Be Creative now, as one of our suppliers, suppliers with the Christmas period now kicking in. No extended delivery on these stamps, though, from Stamp Addicts, but you might see extended delivery on various items in the next few days.
So, I think that's... Yes.
Hey.
Now I need... Oh, from a previous show, so it's on the website, the splatter background.
I was going to say, recognise this one, don't we? This is a brilliant grungy background, snowy background, depending on which ink you use. This is a great-looking stamp. One of the shop by brand options that you might find when you go onto our website and find Stamp Addicts. There's page after page of lovely stamps and different items on there, isn't there, Sarah?
Yes, and Blossom, the girl that we sold out of 2 shows ago, she's back in stock on the website.
Shall I grab her now?
Yeah.
Is that all right, please?
Yeah.
Is that, I'll just disappear, but not for too long, I promise. I'm just... Oh, look, our output just suddenly improved by 50%. Oh, no, it's gone down again. There you go.
So I'm doing second stamping.
I'll show her in a minute.
Yeah, I'm doing second stamping with the ink because I just want a soft background.
Looking good.
Because I'm using... Am I using an oxide? No, just a normal distress.
Regular distress ink.
Yeah. So, across there. I'm not worried about being precise or putting too much pressure on because it's
useful
just...
stamp, this. If you're scrapbooking, if you're doing mixed media projects.
There we go.
There we are.
And I've already distressed the background, so I can start layering up.
What was that stamp you just used called again? The
splatter background.
Splatter background. Because I think it's potentially quite snowy as well, depending on what ink you use.
Definitely.
So, yes, splatter background. Have a look for that when you shop by brand with Stamp Addicts. Also, Blossom, she sold out last time we saw Sarah and Vicky. Sarah's demonstrating for us at the moment. This is Blossom, and she's on the craft card there. She is now back in stock, so have a look on the web for Blossom, for the splatter background, and loads of other stamps and items. For example, here's Blossom. She's got 5 stars on the review there, and she's item number 393880 if you missed her before. Nice to get the 5-star review bit of feedback there, and yeah, great to see. Should we see what the review says, actually? Because there's one review. Beautiful stamp, crisp image, very pleased with this stamp, highly recommend. Thank you very much.
We also brought a shrink version of her over there as well when you get back round there.
Oh, shall I go again? I'll go again, Sarah. I'll go again. I'll get the shrink version. Shall I get the other one as well to save me disappearing off again? Here's the shrink version. So she does shrink brilliantly to about 30% in size. So
yes, yeah. Well, we coloured her with alcohol paints.
Okay, and that colour intensifies then when she gets smaller and shrinks. So,
yeah, that was a very pale lilac colour.
Yeah, I remember that. We did one very similar on the show. Yeah. Okay, so let's get back to today's show. But if you shop by brand with Stamp Addicts, it's a really important message that, because there's loads more stamps that you can choose from when you find Stamp Addicts, the brand, on our website, Hochanda.com. And then there we are, our finished card coming in on the project. The shrink plastic on the white. The wonderful, can I say acetate is with gilded?
It's a sticky-backed acetate, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, with
gilded.
with the gilding flakes or the gold leaf. Yeah, depending on what you've got.
Love the gold leaf. What a wonderful little card that is. Again, a gorgeous piece of art. Thank you so much, Sarah. That's lovely. So, yeah, Vicky's also here demonstrating for us. So Vicky will be back next with Sarah. And we'll go and have a look at the storage quickly while Sarah and Vicky do a quick swap. Here's the website. The busiest item on the show at the moment is the Pretty Panda, the solid bamboo. The background for the bamboo, both stamps. We're approaching 20% of the stock gone on that. Oh, I should have told you about the shrink plastic as well, because last time we checked, a quarter of the stock had gone on that. But I forgot to mention that. I'm so sorry. We were too busy looking at the card. And then you've got the stickles storage. That's a 3-tier storage for your stickles. The shrink plastic is now approaching a third of the stock gone. There it is with the Freedom price. It's $9.89, including your delivery. If you've joined Freedom, it's $6.97 a month, and you get unlimited standard delivery and everything you order, and you sometimes get discounts a bit like the one there. And then you've got your stickles, with your stickles storage. Now, I asked Sarah and Vicky how many bottles of stickles this stored earlier on, and I've just completely forgotten, so I might have to count. I think we said 32. Did we get that right? No way, my memory does still work. So 32. On your stickles here. And do you know what? Anything else that fits. If it fits, it can store it. But particularly with your stickles, a lot of these are empty. And how do you store your stickles usually? Well, they'll be on the... Oopsie, not like that. They'll be in your craft room like that, won't they? And what's the first thing you do is you pick it up and you know, shaking it down into the, you know, trying to get it into the nozzle. So handily, they're stored upside down. Took them 30 years to work out how to do that with ketchup. So yeah, the stickle storage, 32 of them, and it comes flat packed like that, and it is a plywood birch, a lovely, lovely birch there for you in real wood. Ready to ink, ready to paint. It can be painted with your distress stains, acrylic paints. You can stamp onto it and then dry brush, or dry brush then stamp. It's a 4mm thickness to it, and you can see your Stamp Addicts brand on it there. So you know you're getting good quality as well from Stamp Addicts, Sarah and Vicky. Yeah, it's 951714 is your item number, and it's $15.99 for a single 3-tier storage system there. Then your other storage is the blenders. You get 2 of these, and they are $12.99 plus delivery. 889066 to order now on that, and you'll be able to store, in the end, you'll be able to store 8 of your blenders, even the smaller ones and the larger ones. If you want to store them the other way up, you can do. It's very, very versatile for the big blenders and the small blenders. Yeah, it's 889066 is your item number, just there. It's $12.99. You get 2. And we've also got the shrink plastic. We said it's approaching a third of the stock available. 2 sheets of white, 2 sheets of clear, and 4 of this sanded. Sanded means that it's been gone over and it's just been distressed, so you've got the tooth on the surface. It potentially makes it easier to colour, to take your inks and to take your alcohol inks, and also your chalks maybe that you're colouring it with. But you may want it to be clear, you may want it to be white, like our butterflies were white, so you've got the choice. And I think from previous memory, when we've had it available separately, sanded has been one of the most popular, so it's good that we've got 4 sheets of that. 100932 to order, and it's $9.89, including a delivery to order it. Over a third gone now on the lovely shrink plastic. We've sold out of it before, so it's nice to know that we've got enough for now, we think, we hope. This is the only show today with Sarah and Vicky. There are loads more items on the website. You can shop by brand. If you go on there and find the Stamp Addicts logo and miniature website within our site, you'll see a lot of different grey rubber stamps in there, and also some goodies from Crafts 2, and also Be Creative. Shall we shop by brand really quickly, actually? I know we've got about 15 minutes left on the show. Sarah's hoping to get another demonstration in as well, but really quickly, if you go shop by brand, you'll be able to see their brands. Scroll down. It's not coming up. It's not coming up. It should do, and it will. Catch up. There it is. There it is. With your Stamp Addicts. There it is. So if you click on it, you will find your Stamp Addicts page. There's the storage. There's the grey rubber stamps, and there is loads more besides. So you've got the unicorn. Lovely. We remember the unicorn. Oh, as well, you've got Rodney. Oh, there's our soldier as well, the drummer boy.
Oh, the brilliant think pads that work on the shrink.
Yeah, the ink pads for the shrink. Definitely, if you're buying your shrink plastic today, get your brilliant ink pads, most certainly. Yeah.
Oh, there's the grungy ones on some of the cards.
Grungy.
Yeah.
Oh, Vicky, your life is flashing before you there.
It is, isn't it? My last year, 2 of my lives are flashing.
Brilliant stuff. What do you want to do for us now, Vicky?
Right, OK, I'm going to create a background with my distress ink. So I've die cut this lovely little shape.
Yeah.
I've used a distress squeezed lemonade in the middle, and now I've got my spiced marmalade. So I'm just going to blend those, so my colour goes from yellow out to a nice orangey kind of sunset kind of theme. So I'm just going to blend away there. And then I can stamp my hummingbird and harebell onto there. So I just need to work these inks a little bit. Blend them together so we don't get all these little lines. There we go. I'm going to switch back to my yellow, just to blend out from the middle a little bit. There we go, that's working now.
There's the blend.
There we go. So that's starting to blend, and then I've got a blue to come in from the edge, and obviously as that comes in contact with the orange, it's going to turn into more of a greeny colour.
Okay. Amazing what you can do with a few blenders and some distress inks, isn't it?
Isn't it? Yeah, mixing your colours as well to get the different shades. So there we go. If we continue round and work those colours,
yeah.
There we go. I've got one that's nicely finished, so I can
work.
stamp onto there. So I've got my harebell, which I've got mounted onto my static cling.
We were talking earlier on about how to cut it and how close to get, as close as you can get, as close as you dare to cut.
But do try and leave angle so that your foam is actually a little wider.
Right.
Not undercut at all.
Okay.
Right, so I'm using a permanent black ink here. And it just about fits around the curve that I've cut out. There we go, so just press really firmly down all over your image. Not to lose any. There we go, that's popped up.
Looking lovely.
There we go. So now I've got my hummingbird.
You must have had a lot of fun drawing that hummingbird to get the in flight with that long beak, the scribbles as well.
Yes.
That's inspired. Where did that come from, that style, then? Should I say Vicky or Emily?
Emily. To be honest, Sarah's been saying, oh, we need a hummingbird, a hummingbird. Yeah. And I keep sort of, you know, trying.
One day.
And I did this sort of design with, you know, this very sketchy look, and it worked. And I just carried on. That's how we've got our butterfly, the hummingbird, and obviously we needed the flowers.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I haven't got a mask, so I'm just going to use my panda to mask a little flower, because obviously the bird's beak is rather long. So
to get all that gorgeous nectar. Oh, we're very busy for the blending tools as well. Bottom of the screen for your blending tools, you get a pack of 2, but you also get 2 refills with them in the same pack. It's £9.99 plus delivery. It's 793-320. They're from Crafts 2.
There we go. So let's press that down firmly, and if I pull that off, there we go. So it looks like it's in the flower there.
Yeah.
Right. So now I've got brush of water. And a bit of kitchen towel. And what we're going to do, make sure this is clean, is just wet the image and then dab it a little bit. Some more water coming through. So what you're doing is reactivating the ink. I didn't heat set. Usually I would heat set the black ink. But in heat setting the black ink, you are permanently setting your distress inks.
Right.
So...
But you want your distress inks to pull away?
You do, yes. So I've done the main body of the bird. You can go along the little flowers, and as you just dab off...
very busy phone lines. A lot of people making a decision at the moment, along with everyone that's been coming through throughout the show, especially for the shrink plastic too. And hopefully you've chosen your favourite set of stamps today from the 3 brand new today pairs that we've got, including the lovely, sweet, pretty panda, the striking hummingbird, and then that wonderful scribbled butterfly as well. Shrink plastic's approaching half the stock gone as well. Thank you so much for your order today with Sarah and Vicky. It's been lovely.
So I'm just working my way along, just dampen down over the flowers, dab it off, and then if you come back again, a little bit more water, you'll really see the colour disappearing. So if you wanted to, you could then come in and colour those a different colour so they really stand out.
Yeah.
But I like to leave them just pale.
Okay. So your colour's coming from the background, but you're still picking up the detail of the flowers themselves.
Exactly. Yeah. So you could go a bit through the wings if you want to as well. So it's really quite simple. So, and then, so I've actually die cut the card with the same shape. So that I can stick on. But what it needs is a little bit of stickles.
Oh,
I'd
yeah.
ask you to pass me over the stickles.
I can indeed. I shall be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. The stickles storage. They are beautifully stored, ready to go. There we are.
There we go. We've got some clear ones on here somewhere.
3-tier storage that will look after 32 bottles of your stickles for you, stored upside down so they're all ready to go. There's even a set of 6 stickles on today's programme. There's a lovely colour selection, actually, of them.
The most important idea of this is that they're up this way.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can tell, but my bottle here has only got a small amount in. And so if it's up this way, it's ready to use. I'm not standing there waiting, turning it upside down, shaking the bottle. Now, I don't want to go direct onto my image for this one. I'm just going to squeeze it onto my mat. And I can pop that there. Now, I've got an amazing tool. It's my finger.
Yeah.
Really expensive one here. And dab. You get a little bit less wetness. If you squeeze it on, it can move your distress inks. So if you just dab with your finger...
To get hold of your finger applicator today, have a look at the website. It's item number 662801.
Full instructions where you can find one.
Yeah, definitely.
At the end of your arm.
Yeah.
There we go. If we turn this around, I can stand this... Oh, open up. There we go. There we go.
Oh, yes. That's good with the stickles. Great way of just applying it in
just
to get
that little bit of extra
spark. Should we give it a jiggle? Should we give it a jiggle? Oh, I genuinely didn't take a genuine item number there either. I was very careful not to choose a real item number there. Just one that we've got in reserve for something in the future. But what a nice design there with the lovely hummingbird and the harebell, wonderful branch there with the flowers too. Gorgeous stamps there. To get hold of those, they are brand new today on today's programme. Details are on the bottom of the screen for your 3-tier stickle storage for 951714. Details on the left-hand side of the screen for your set of 6 stickles to go in there as well. So, Vicky, thank you so much. And we shall hopefully see Sarah at the stamps in a second. But if you've missed the show, then you can watch it on Rewind because this is your only show today.
Yes,
isn't it?
afraid so, yeah. Just 1 hour.
Busy, so we can only pin down Sarah and Vicky for 1 hour today. But on the website, you'll see Rewind. Oh, gosh, who's that bloke there? What an idiot. Anyway, so, yeah, Hochanda.com, and you can see the whole show again on there, and the entirety of that, along with other programmes. Oh, who's that guy there again? Oh, it's so embarrassing watching it, Mark. It's awful. Oh, my word. There's a few of Dave. He's been doing a lot with it lately. DB, isn't he? Yeah. It's me and DB. It's me and DB all the way. Is there anyone else there? Where's Charlie gone? Literally no one else works here. Yeah, they've gone. They've gone. They've left us to it. Alex, she's not here at the moment. I'm sure she'll be back on your screen at some stage soon. The hummingbird that we've just seen. You'll have noticed at the end of your demonstration there, Vicky, we didn't show the details on the so here's the chance to get it now. 439060. You've got your hummingbird and the harebell branch there with the sprig of flowers. Let's choose some samples here to show. Sarah, I'll be guided by you as well, because I've got my favourites. But,
yeah, well, there are so many nice ones, aren't they?
It's very difficult to choose.
Yeah.
Very, very difficult to choose. But this is lovely on the craft card, and it's showing how well it embosses in the white.
With the one that Vicky just did, an alternative way, instead of using water, is you could use bleach. And that will give you a much stronger white.
A bright, proper white.
Yes, a proper white. So, like on this one, I don't know if Brenda used bleach or just water.
Okay.
But, yeah, if you go with the bleach option, you know, cheap bleach.
Oh, yeah, there's no...
Sure you mark,
thin bleach.
Yeah, and make sure you mark your water brush that it contains bleach, and then wash it out afterwards.
Of course, be
in a
well-ventilated
room.
Yes, definitely. And then using the harebell branch here as well, you've got that in the white embossing powder. There's a little sneak preview of your butterfly set. Details are at the bottom of the screen for that, the butterfly and the beautiful butterfly sentiment.
This one is metallic pencils.
That's working well, isn't it?
You can imagine what they would look like on black.
Yes.
Be nice and shimmery. As I said, you could add bits of foil, some holographic foil. That would be nice on that.
Yeah, just pick it out, certain bits of detail. Yeah, that's exactly what you'll be doing at home when you get your stamps home. And here, I'm pretty certain Debbie used a normal paper pad, but she stamped over the top of it.
Yeah, with all our little grunge elements as well.
Yeah, just to sort of give it that texture. 439060 to get your hummingbird and harebell rubber stamps today. You do get both of them for $13.98 plus delivery to order them now. And then the butterfly, I won't show it shrunk first of all, I'll just show it on normal card, but that scribble butterfly, Vicky, did this come after the hummingbird? Because it's the same technique of the scribble design, isn't it?
Yeah, the butterfly did come after, yes. The hummingbird came first.
Okay, hummingbird first, and then... But it's lovely. I mean, what do you think the benefit of that scribble is going to be for us when we're stamping with it? We've got that.
It's a nice open design. It's not too heavy. And there's no colouring for a change, so you can. It's about what you stamp it in.
Yeah.
Or your backgrounds with it.
Yeah, certainly on that note, by saying that you don't have to colour it, let's show it on acetate. And yeah, the line art, even on its own, without the colouring, is looking good there. Great backdrop. And then looking at it on clear shrink plastic, the butterfly, it just works. You know, whether it is on acetate or shrink plastic, the size of it is perfect. The butterfly comes with the butterfly's beautiful sentiment, and the sentiment says, perhaps the butterfly is proof that you can go through a great deal of darkness, yet become something beautiful. 140884 to order today for $10.99 for the pair. And I had to make sure we had time to get to the pretty panda too.
Oh, yeah. And I found the shrunk one.
The panda in shrink plastic in that penny slider. And you see how beautiful that is with your bamboo background. And then even pre-shrunk, the size is so sweet. Very, very cute panda. One of our favourite cards of the day is the 3 pandas saying, hey, come in, we're having a party. We've got loads of bamboo, there's enough to go around. Actually, no, leave it all for us. Leave it all. But that backdrop for the bamboo, I think it's worth showing this one. Because if you mask it off a little bit, you're not using the whole stamp.
No, that's it. You're just creating a panel background, and you can put so many other things in front of it as well. Just some words.
Yeah, just add that little bit of
thinking of you, yes.
It's very sweet.
And they're like baby pandas as well, aren't they?
Yes.
Like baby cards and children and as well.
It's a cute panda, so play with your colourway and say, you know, blue and pink, and you've got your baby cards.
Pink pandas, good work.
Are you sure you've not seen a pink panda?
I've never seen a pink panda in my life before. Pandas...
There we go, pink and purple now. You've got them all.
I'm not sure. I think pandas do tend to be black and white. I think. We're going to go away with that, I think. We are. We're loving it, and congratulations on your purchase. Thank you so much for enjoying the designs that we've got from Sarah and Vicky. We love seeing the new todays. If you're big fans of Stamp Addicts, you're all about seeing what's new, what's Vicky come up with now, what's Sarah going to be demonstrating with. But you can shop by brand and find all the different designs from Stamp Addicts on our website. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
See you soon. Bye. Yeah, loads on the way. We've got the one-day special with Paola. It's the Tonic Big Save. And you've also got Coloricious with block printing coming up in 1 hour. And Daisy and Grace in 2 hours. Crafting markets on Sky every day from 8 till 8. And that's on Sky 676.
Hi, I'm Lizzie, and I've been chosen to represent the brand of Threaders from Crafters Companion. How exciting is that? Now, I've seen a few little bits and pieces that are going to come our way, and they are so exciting. So there's machine embroidery, there's applique, there's quilting, there's just normal stitching. What more can we say? It's absolutely fantastic. Think of all those things, and I'm going to inspire you, the new stitcher, and I'm going to inspire you, the experienced stitcher. And hopefully all of us together will be on that journey and we can learn from each other. So join me for the Threaders shows on Hochanda.
I am Matthew Palmer, a professional artist with the SAA, the UK's largest and friendliest art community. The SAA exists to inform, encourage and inspire all who want to paint, and that's exactly what you'll learn to do with me as your teacher. As a self-taught artist of 30 years ago, I know the challenges of a white piece of paper and learning how to paint. But with me, Hochanda and the SAA, I'll show you how easy watercolour painting really is. I'm here on Hochanda because I want to show you my watercolour painting techniques, and I want to get you over that white paper fear and get you started and develop your watercolour painting. So whether you're a beginner or an advanced artist, I've got some fantastic watercolour techniques that will get you started and take you even further on your watercolour journey. So join me, Matthew Palmer, for my shows on Hochanda.
yes, good afternoon. It is the Big Save. That's our special event from now right the way through until the beginning of 2018. And every single day you're going to see amazing savings, sometimes 50% or more off the stock. And actually, Paula, most of what we've got in the show today is about half price, isn't it?
It is. Amazing deals, amazing dies. You know, great show.
Now, tonic, of course, is what we're talking about. Now, our one-day special isn't quite half price, but it's not far off. You've got £12 off, or £11 off, sorry, down from £25.98 to just £14.98. And what we've got are our buildables. Now, you've got a choice between either the rabbit and the fox, Betty and Frankie. That's the first choice. And the other choice is Harry and Olivia. So we've got the owl, Olivia Owl, and Harry the Hedgehog. £14.98 for the two of them. Well, they should be £25.98 for the two. They are just the most adorable characters.
They are adorable, and they are buildable. So it means that every element is a single die, so you can build your own, customize your own. They are core shapes, which means you can easily die cut them out of felt. You cannot die cut them out of fabric if you're using a stabilizer behind it. And you can create the most gorgeous woodland creatures in there. Whether, you know, that cheeky smile or that kind of, you know, that wise owl, look into you. But you have got elements like eyelashes that you can choose whether you put them on or not. Every single buildable has also a fashion accessory, whether it's a bow for the Frankie the Fox, or like glasses for Olivia the Owl, and you can interchange and you can use the owl, the glasses in the fox and so on. They are so much fun.
They are brilliant, and because they are actually little shapes that make up the overall picture, you can have them crouched down, you can have the ears up or the ears down, you can just play around with them. You can have the head leaning to one side if you want to. Just play around with them. And of course the balloon, you can put the balloon with the fox, you can put the balloon with the owl, you can mix them and match them, as Paula said. The glasses can go onto the rabbit if you want to, rather than just on the owl. So loads of fun.
And I actually, for instance, I use the eyelashes for the owl to create an alien with eyelashes, which is like really... So you can be very creative if you want to as well.
And you can also put the eyelashes on the glasses to make them kind of Dame Edna-like, like that one.
Indeed, yeah.
Yeah, I love them, absolutely love them. And my favourite's the hedgehog.
You just want to like stroke his belly. So he comes with a little bow tie as well. So again, and he's just like you can see that he's so happy as well. I can see him to be in a mouse if you don't use the background. Yeah. And even if you're using the background,
the background could be flames. You said
it
that
could
yesterday.
Be, yeah. And you can make the tie. You can make it into locks as well. So it could be like it's really, really creative.
Well, they're kind of neck and neck in popularity. Lots of you have gone for both, actually, because that will be under £30 and one P&P, or no P&P if you're in the Freedom Club, of course, and you'll then have all four characters. But here we've got the rabbit. There we are. Look, you can have a little speech bubble coming out if you want to, holding on to a little love heart. Well, that's a lovely idea, because the paws are separate, so you can actually have him holding on to anything.
Exactly. How good is that? Is that buildable quality to it? So you can create, customize it.
Somebody
if you want just
loves
yeah, and then of course for Easter it's a brilliant idea. The fox is just one of my favorite, and you can see that it is one that has been cut out of felt.
Yes, so you can have actually furry characters as well.
And then can I show? This is one that you will love.
Oh wow. One. I love that. I'd have that on my wall.
It is, isn't it? Just gorgeous. It's just a perfect wall display. And these leaves, by the way, are also on the show.
They're coming up in a minute, actually. The fantastic leaf patterns, and also our blossoms are coming up soon as well, which have been firm favourites. But this is an £11 savings, so it's down from £25.98 to £14.98. And you choose whether you want to go for the owl and the hedgehog, or whether you'd rather go for the rabbit and the fox. But there we go. Someone's maybe qualified or graduated or something like that. Wise old owl. Like it.
I just love that one. It's just so cute. And then you can see how the eyelashes then become eyebrows.
Yes.
So you can, creative.
Definitely. OK, now we have got queues on our phones, and I think when you see the prices in this show, the queues are going to get longer and longer and longer. Have a little look at the website, though, because that will get you in now, get you in right at the beginning of the show, and will give you these fantastic reduced prices. I mean, some of them are like a third of what they should be, price-wise. Some of them have got £50 savings. So have a little look at the website, Hochanda.com, and loads of 5-star reviews on there as well. Now, they say 5 stars. Those are the ATCs, look. Tons of 5-star reviews. OK. Now, our blossoms are beautiful blooms. Now, these are incredibly popular. I don't think they're going to last the day the way they're going at the moment. 70% of the entire stock has gone on these blooms. You've got your sunburst gazania, your apple blossom, your magnolia flora, and also your sweet melia as well. There are actually, was it 34 dies?
35, I think we counted, or 34. You know what? I'm very bad with numbers, so but this one is one. I just been saying this is one of my all-time favorite die sets, because you are getting flowers, you are getting foliage, you are getting the scrolls, and these flowers are gorgeous because you can create them 3D. And by the way, if you look, if you search my name blog and tonic flowers, you will see a tutorial on how to make them step by step on how to make them.
You told me yesterday you made these a year ago.
Yeah, I made them a year ago, and you can see, you know, all the tutorial online how to make them from even the leaves as well. All the leaves, all the other flowers except that one. That one is another one. They are made from this set. So you are having the leaves, you are having the flowers to create those 3-dimensional.
There are 35 dies confirmed. 35 dies in these sets. Let me just lift them up to show you all of the dies that you're getting. There's so much for your money. All the leaves, all the flourishes and petals that you need are there.
And they are versatile dies, the flowers. So what it means is, for those ones who don't know, I just will say, it's just basically you have an outer die and then you have an inner die. So you can see, if you're just using the plain die or the outer one, you're getting the bold shape in here. If you're using the inside die, then you can have that intricate detail. So you can layer them up and do more intricate, more, you know, traditional sort of style.
Now, this is one of the biggest savings of the entire show. You are saving £53 off the price. Now, the good news is Tonic have told us they will be dispatching these at the latest by tomorrow afternoon. So that is Wednesday afternoon. Christmas Day is Monday next week. Now, obviously, it depends on the courier that delivers them to you, but there's every possibility you'll get these before Christmas. So they will be on their way at the latest tomorrow afternoon to you, OK? The orders will be processed this afternoon. They'll be dispatched tomorrow. Nearly 3/4 of the stock has gone. 35 dies. £20.96 is all you pay. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Now, also, next to those dies, 038460, £20.96, saves you £53. You will probably want to go for the next set of dies we're about to show you as well. These are the autumn sets. Now, you found them already on the website. This is another £50 plus saving off the price. They are just £23.46, and you've got these beautiful leaves, as you can see, the acorns that are there as well, the rushes, they're all in there.
This is one of the, I think is, you know, the florals obviously is beautiful flowers, but leaves is something that it works really well in combination with flowers, but also as a companion piece to the woodland animals, and also on their own as the perfect mail cards.
Well, these are the ones that were behind the hedgehog on that canvas.
Indeed they were. Very well, well spotted. So they are a perfect companion, as I said, for the woodlands, for the hedgehog and the Betty bunny and Olivia the owl, but also on their own. They are just beautiful classic foliage and leafery, and you can create them into Christmassy with those berries if you want to, but there is nothing Christmassy in this card. There is sometimes that we want to send a card that is basically for those difficult times in life that happen. These will work really well, but also for masculine cards that where you don't know what they are into it. Just think of flowers, how you would do it for women, and this is, instead of using flowers, use this one.
This is my favourite card. I love this. I don't know what it is I like about it so much. It's the colours, I think, and it's just incredibly sophisticated.
But it's sophisticated, but it's also very, how you say, warm.
Yeah.
It has a warmth to it that is just like, and I think the leaves and bunches of leaves have got that home feel, that sort of embracing, kind of, you know, like wreaths that you put in the house, but also you can go really modern and striking, creating the negative. And I also wanted to point out, from this tiny leaf to this big one, you have got sizes as well, whether you want branches and to create that, you know, wreath, or you want to create this bold foliage imagery is really beautiful.
There's another one. Look at those wonderful colours with distress inks as well. Beautiful. So you've got all those leaves, the acorns, the rushes. It is stunning. Another firm favourite of mine and my producers too. Meg likes this one too. 23.46, saving. You know these dyes. There's no reason for them to be reduced because they are popular at the full price. But we like to have events from time to time, and we're coming up to Christmas. We know that a lot of you have, I've probably overspent this month. I think probably most of us have.
Oh,
so
I definitely have.
Things are a bit tight at Christmas time. This is saving you over £50, 23.46, and you'll get these dyes that you'll use month in, month out. I'm sure religiously you'll reach for these. And 238893 is your item number.
Yes, and I just wanted to show you a completely different style and how amazing versatile this set is, from a very clean and simple to the more traditional warmth elements. Just love it.
Love it. OK, so that's proving popular already, and then the last set down the end of the counter here. There's loads in between, but have a little look at the website, remember. You'll see everything that's available on the website. Now, these are our tonic strip die set, the Celtic and Bow, lace and rose stars and shells. OK, now these basically give you fantastic either toppers or edges or sides. £13.97. Now, this is down from £41.97 down to £13.97. Now, there's 2 dies in each of these sets, and this is what they'll do for you. If I just turn it around, you can see. So that could be the top of an invitation, it could be the top of a menu, anything that you want at all to... But also, it could be used this way. So you can use it on the side of your cards rather than the top and the bottom.
Indeed. So top, bottom, left or right. You can create petal-shaped cards, which by mean is every single side, so it's kind of 4 sides. There is the musical... one, which is that's the only one that I would just have it horizontally. I think it's isn't like the top one? I don't know where it is. Anyway,
there's not musical notes.
No, sorry, I'm getting confused. There was another one. Yeah, 4th. Sorry.
That's right.
Yeah.
This one's got the lattice. It's got the bow.
So these ones, all of them can go vertically, horizontally. Even the bow, you can put it like vertically.
So the top of the die cuts out the cardstock, but the bottom of the die stays in, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Fab. OK, well, they are another great saving. I think this is the first time they've actually been on the counter here today, so maybe it's the first time you've seen them. £13.97 for all 3, as opposed to £41.97 for all 3. 610683. OK, now, other items that are available in the show, we've got trading card dice. Now, these are really cute and really fun. And by the way, all the sentiments you can see in the middle of the artist trading cards, they're completely separate dies. So you can use the hello completely separately, sent with love completely separately, just for you, smile, a note to say, and me to you. 1994, down from 47.94, and that's 779312 if you'd like those. 31 dies in total. Now, we've also got some Christmas screen dies. Now, these flew yesterday as well. You've actually got £75 worth, nearly, of dies here. You've got the decorative edge dies, and then you've got these wonderful rectangular panels. I mean, some of them are all year round. You can see that one on the left there with the stars. That doesn't just say Christmas. You've then got the snowflake next to that. You've then got the beautiful, almost like a Scandinavian look to one of those there, and then the baubles, then the wreaths, and then the poinsettias and the holly at the end there. So these are £24.97. You'll use them every year. 307913. We'll get to those maybe live a bit later on, but they have been a firm favourite in the shows as well. Excellent. OK, more on the website. And remember, Tonic have told us today that if your order is placed today, the order will be dispatched no later than tomorrow afternoon. So there's a fighting chance, a very good chance, you'll get these before Christmas. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Right, so we are going to do a Foxy Cards. We are going to do Foxy Ladies with... I think Matt said yesterday that there was the new name for his band.
The new
music in Foxy Ladies.
That's his
a
band.
Trio. Yeah, that's what he said.
Matt is now rocker and rapper extraordinaire.
Yeah, exactly. So Matt and the Foxy Ladies. That's what we should say. So, what about, if you have a nickname that is obviously in this case Foxy, or it could be like friends that remind you certain animals, and you have got nicknames and things like that. So I think it's a really cool to. You can use it to send personalized cards that you cannot find anywhere else. Now, so I have cut the head shape, and you can see how you build them. So you die cut every piece separately, and then you choose exactly what colors you are going to get, and you die cut. Some of the pieces you will have to cut twice, because, for instance, like the ears is one die to cut one. You know,
both ears.
Yeah, exactly. So you just duplicate it. So what you do is, now this one is the little, you know, the foxes have got that, how you call it? Triangular nose. So, and at the beginning it's just like, oh, I don't know which piece is which.
Well, if that was kind of black and white, it would look a little bit like a badger's head, wouldn't it?
A badger, yeah, or a raccoon if you want it.
Yep.
So here you can see in the packaging that you have got a perfect, in actual size, depiction of how you have to assemble the fox. So also, I wanted to show there is, in the back of it, there is 2 different ways of how you can do it.
So
and
it gives
obviously
you some colour combinations that you can copy if you want to.
And then finally, you have got in here, if you open it, every single die cut and explain exactly what it is meant for. Now, of course, you can be creative and you can be, you know, like, pick and choose as well. Like, you know, you don't have to. So I always tend to have the packaging nearby, because I can forget how it works. And then I just put them also on magnetic sheets, which I recommend strongly, the medium size, which is these smaller ones, and they come in with a plastic wallet.
Because if you do get your dies mixed up, it's not obvious sometimes when you look at them as to what die does what job. So if you keep them all together on a magnetic sheet, you always know that you've got the right things.
Exactly. So now I have got here the die this is the ear that comes also with the eye. Otherwise the die would get lost. It's way off. So we have got die cut them twice out of dark heart and then out of the lightest color, and then just put a little bit of a sticker sheet or something like that in the back to hold them together, and then just going to put a little bit of glue in the back of here, and then going to put.
Now our queues are just getting longer. I think the more reality dawns and you look at the prices and realise just what you could be saving by buying tonic at the moment from us as part of our big save event, the lines are just going to get busier and busier. So if you can use the website, that avoids the queue. That are 3.5 minutes long at the moment, the queues. Sorry.
All right. Yeah. So now to cut the beak, let's see where it is, the beak. Now the beak is a double function. So you have got here the ears, you can see there, and also is the beak, or the beak, or the, no,
nose?
not the beak, sorry. That's for birds, isn't it? Yeah, the nose.
Yeah, the nose. Yeah.
That's so funny. It's not that because it's been a long day, because it really hasn't. It's just that sometimes in my head, the word in Spanish comes up, and it's just a word that I don't use that often, but
yeah, that's fair. Well, we know what you mean.
Yeah, it's like. So it's, I don't know why it came, but it's just because I was doing the owl, or did I do the owl this morning? No, I didn't. No, I was doing that. I don't know. Oh, you know, is this? Then let's put the nose, okay, in there, and then let's do it again. Let's cut the other eye, which is, and I love the eyes because you can really mix and match. So now I could, if I wanted to have the winky eyes from the Harry Hedgehog, so you can mix and match.
You could put the hedgehog eyes on the fox.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, right, okay, didn't think of that.
So you can. So now these ones are a little bit more. You can see there, so I can lift it up. That this is what, and then. Put it in there, so the eyes like that, and then. And
you've got the bow as well, so that makes it more of a foxy lady rather than a male fox. But of course, all the embellishments. You've got the balloon, you've got the bow, you've got the tie for the hedgehog as well. All those different things can interchange. You've got the glasses for the owl, and again, you can put the glasses on the fox.
You could. Yeah,
glasses
you could.
on the rabbit.
So what you do is see how it would match really cute in there. Look at that. Look, isn't she cute? And I just love how everything mixes and matches. And it's really fun to also, because the shapes, the bigger shapes are quite easy to do, and they're quite large. You could have children doing the big shapes, and then you just put the finishing touches, like, so they could, so And look at that. Look, isn't she cute? Now let's put the bow, and it's like cut out of glitter cards, so I'm just going to put the bow and the center in there. And I like to shape them a little bit, like so, hold them together, so that gives that, you know, three-dimensional effect.
She's that for a party with a bow like that.
She is. So now what we could do is, shall we take the Harry the Hedgehog eyes?
Now, doesn't that look like a badger now? It's in grey and white.
It does.
Yeah.
It does completely. So I'm going to do the Harry the Hedgehog eyes, since we were talking about them. And then...
Oh, now by the blooms, these ones, which of course these are what those bloom dies cut out, these fantastic little flower arrangements, but also, of course, they look great on cards, not just in vases. 80% of the blooms has gone. Apple Blossom, 9 dies. Sunburst Gazania, 9 dies. Magnolia Flora, 9 dies. And Sweet Melia, 8 dies. So there are 35 dies in total, and all different shapes and sizes. So you could be making every one of these flowers yourself. Isn't that great? And they're a year old, and they still look good. If you bought fresh flowers, they wouldn't look like that after a year, would they?
And they have been out, like, you know, in my studio for until a month ago. We're in my studio. Now they are in my living room. So, you know, they're there, like, well, probably a little bit dusty, but...
And this is like Tonnett's Christmas gift to you, really, isn't it? £50 off. £53 is your saving by watching us in the Big Save event right now. £20.96 is all these are going to cost you. What would they have been each? Do we know? 72.96 divided by 4... 18.49 a set. So for £2.50 more than what you should be paying for one set, you're getting all 4 sets. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. £20.96 and they're yours. Delivered for that price if you're a Freedom member, but over 80%'s gone, so we'll keep you posted when they go limited. They may not even be here in the latest show, the way it's going, Paola.
So now what I'm putting, so I have put the eyes from Harry the Hedgehog, so you can see how they're different. And then what I'm doing here is I'm putting, this is Nouveau crystal drops in white, and we have done it on a glass mat or on a easy clean mat, and then just drop a little bit of black as well, Nouveau crystal drops, and then you have got perfect eyeballs in there.
So the black and the white don't merge?
No, they will dry completely like so. That's and cool. This is one of the brilliant things about the Nouveau crystal drops, that you can do this sort of thing. And it's a good idea to do them like on a piece of glass mat or something like that, so then you will have the perfect...
Just wonder what his eyes would look like if you put the glasses
Shall we do that?
Yeah, shall we?
Yeah, all right.
He looks as if he's seen a ghost or something. He looks a bit startled. Big bright eyes. So maybe he's struggling seeing. Maybe he needs glasses.
All right, so let me grab a piece of card. Well, this is bright. Yeah, that will work.
Yeah.
And this. So you can customize them and make them completely unique. So if you have got, like, one of your friends likes to wears glasses, if one of your friends likes to wear flowers in her head, you can then put a flower in her head, you know. And if, you know, a birthday one, you can put a crown.
Oh.
And by the way, that crown is from the little princesses, from the miniature moments that we have got in the show.
They're in the show, and we'll get to those a bit later, hopefully.
Yeah.
But
so we have got here the...
There he is. Now he looks totally different, doesn't he, to the others because of the eyes.
Yep.
And there he is with the glasses on. Fab.
So see how everything works.
I'm easily pleased.
No, well, so do I. You know, it's just all those details, and it's just creating the different, you know, elements. So now this banner has been cut using the banner die from Tonic, and then we are going to put her, let's put them like so. So just put a little bit of glue on the side in here, and so she will be kind of floating, you know, there. I'm going to put the...
I reckon they're on their way out for a hen party or something.
Yes,
like that.
that would be good.
Foxy ladies on a hen party.
Yeah. Or, you know, you don't need to have somebody to get married to, you know, to celebrate, like Christmas party or something like that, or, you know, birthday party. And then just going to put the crown in there, like for a little bit tilted, because it's a hen party, we agreed. So, you know, things get a little bit messy sometimes.
Never.
I have never been to a hen party, so I don't.
I've seen some of your parties, though.
Oh well, well. So let's be, yeah.
Weekends out.
Weekends out, more like that. Yeah. Right. So let's. Oh. I just had an invitation to go to a hen party, so then it's like... So I just need to, Look, you can see how they just, like, how different each one is. And this is what the buildables do for you. You can build your own unique one.
Well, remember, they are the one-day special. We're only allowed one day special a day, and that's this today, the buildables. So let's show you the options. You choose between, or if you want to go for both, you can, but you can choose between the Betty Bunny and Frankie Fox. So those two together. And then we've got Olivia Owl and Harry Hedgehog. So you choose which two you'd like. You're only going to be charged £14.98 for both of those characters. You choose which two you'd like to go for. 917598 is your item number for the one-day special. And when you see just how many dies you've actually got included there, and you can cut them out of cards, you can cut them out of felt or fabric if you wish to as well, and you can play around with them and position the heads at different angles, put the ears up, put the ears down. You've got that extra balloon there as well, which is good fun. So there's the fox and there's the rabbit. £14.98, 917598. There is the other two, which is my favourite's the hedgehog. I just think he's lovely on his back. You can tickle his tummy, don't you? And the owl as well, Olivia Owl, but equally you can move around all those extra little embellishments like the glasses can go onto different characters as we just showed you. Let me show you the hedgehog on a canvas. I love this. If you're going for our autumn leaf collection, that's what's been used here to create this almost like a leaf bed for the hedgehog. It looks like he's kind of really leaning back and snuggling into a bed of comfy leaves. Really lovely, that, on a canvas. Here's Frankie Fox, as he's intended to be, in lovely coloured cardstock. And also, this embosses beautifully well as well. So it doesn't just cut, it embosses really lovely. Here we've got the rabbit, and the rabbit with the little paws, so he could be holding on to banners. It could be someone's name or someone's age or anything at all that you want him to hold on to. What else have we got here? This is the fox out of felt. So we've got lots of felt on the show. Crafters Companion bring us felt regularly, so have a little look on the website for different coloured felts. I know they do one that's called Nature, which is lots of browns and fawns and that sort of thing for animal effects. So these dies would be great with that felt. Here we've got an Easter card. We're getting very busy for this now. The kids will love this as well because they can kind of put the character together. See the difference it makes if you just have one ear wonky and the other one pointing upwards? It just makes them look a little bit more gormless maybe, or a bit cuter. Which one's in the lead now? Hedgehog and Owl. They've jumped into the lead. They're very, very popular. There's the hedgehog look with fluttering eyelashes, which is from... Which one did that come from? That came from the owl, didn't it?
No, these ones are, yes, the owl. I think
so you can mix the eyelashes around if you want to. Here's the owl. There we are. And again, the owl has got the glasses, but equally the eyelashes can be switched from one character to another, or they can be cut out the same coloured cardstock as the glasses and stuck on there to make them look like very elaborate glasses. That's by a very famous Australian comedian lady, or gentleman. £14.98 then, your choice for the one-day special. If you want both sets, so in other words, all four characters, because they do work together really well, you're looking at under £30. And remember, Freedom members don't have to pay any postage still, even though it's a really discounted show. And if you do pay P&P because you're not a Freedom member, it's only £2.95 for both sets, OK? Now, Paolo, we're going to move down the counter and show you some things we've not seen yet. Now, if you've got celebrations coming up, well, there is probably the biggest celebration of the year coming up in a week's time.
My birthday, right?
Yeah, it could be. Well, here we've got the bottle of champagne, here we've got the champagne glasses, and we've also got the party blowers, we've got the cupcakes, we've got the bunting, the party hat as well. So it's everything to do with celebration, basically, here. And these are Rococo dies, aren't they?
They are Rococo, which means they're like kind of the decorative element, the focal point, the ones that has, you know, like beautiful, intricate detail. They are petite, these ones, so they are in more of you know, I would say they're more for the smaller sort of cards. But of course, because you have got so many elements, you can build them up if you want to do larger cards. They are perfect for weddings. They are perfect for the Christmas seasons. They are perfect when somebody has got a birthday coming up. Bunting.
Yep, bunting. And you could write letters on there to spell a name or a greeting.
Champagne bottle. It can be, you know, congratulations, you have passed the exams. You know, celebrating a big birthday, celebrating a wedding, celebrating an anniversary. It's really, and how many, you know, again, making cards for men can be difficult, but these ones, you know, they lend themselves to, you know, like I know you like your some wine.
Yep. Oh,
so
wine.
So you could, you know, we could make a card for you, like find out which one is your favorite and the colors that match your color.
And also you could play around. You could, you know, chop the top off the cork, and the cork could be flying through the air, and you could have all sorts of effects coming out of it if you wanted to.
Yep.
And here we got the cupcakes. There we are. Look.
Yeah. And I love these cards. I think it's a really cool card for, you know, like a wedding or an anniversary with little nouveau crystal drops in the top.
And look at the bubbles, the embossed bubbles. Lovely. And again, use your nouveau drops to create that kind of look of bubbles coming off of the top of the glass. Why not? So that is $14.23 if you'd like that selection. That's another great saving $14.24, so it's a half-price deal. And that's what you're going to be finding in our big save event. A lot of prices are going to be around the half-price mark, or even better than half-price. Next, we've got more celebrations. This time, we've got the party cake. We've then also got, of course, your wrapped-up presents there as well, which are beautiful. Down the bottom, we've got the wedding car, and then we've also got the horseshoe and the bows. So, although it's celebration-themed, I mean, those bows can be used on all sorts, and those wrapped parcels, they could be for birthdays, they could be for Christmas, they could be hat boxes, they could be anything you want them to be, really.
Yep. Yeah, they are, and they are really, again, the car, you can trim a little bit and convert it into a convertible. So, you know, and it doesn't, like, if you trim the ribbon, then it's not anymore a wedding car at all. You have got lots, I mean, I just think it's a really usable and very all year round that you are going to be using. And it's just one of those ones that I know a lot of you make cards for, you know, like on commission, like somebody will ask you. And the horseshoe, for instance, is one of those ones that it comes time and time again as a request. And you know how good it is to get it at this amazing price now, and then you know you have it in your stash of, you know, dies.
And then you can, of course, colour in like the flames on the candles as well, so you can have all sorts of fun.
It is. They're very useful for different techniques as well.
Well, under £20, $39.46 should be the price for those there. Under £20, you spend what you save, basically, so it's a 50% saving. £19.73, 379781. Now, these dies that we showed you in the little preview earlier on, I know lots of you went for them then, but just in case you didn't realise just what you're getting, this is one of the most incredible deals. These are the screen dies that have got a festive theme to them, but I did point out earlier that this one in particular is all year round, because that's just stars and swirls. So you could be using that in lots of other ways. Actually, this one you could probably use all year round as well, because that's roses, isn't it, really?
And actually, I'm going to use that for my next demo, because it's just, at least it makes a lovely wedding card. It makes a lovely just thinking of you card. They are, I just measured them up again. It's 8¼ inches in height, so it means that it's a perfect width of an A4. So you can do DL cards, vertical or horizontal, and you are getting in each set a border die. So the border will cut it out of the card one side, because the simple screens, they cut apertures into your card, so it just gets the detail cut into your card, and then you can create elongated, or you can create it into longer as well, or wider.
Well, these are proving very, very popular. Look at what you can do. That long rectangular die, you can multiple cut it to give this wonderful wreath background. I mean, that looks like you've spent a fortune on one big rectangular die, but in actual fact, it's a smaller die repeated.
And you can then use it for the little card to create one single wreath in here and paper piece it. And look at here, this, I think the design team member here, he has die cut it several times to create that strip, using the same die as here to create that banner, so completely changing the look of the die.
This is so much die for your money. $24.97, £50 you're saving quite simply by buying these today. 3 separate gifts if you want them to be. And remember, we're dispatching, or Tonic are dispatching these tomorrow at the latest. So there's every opportunity and every possibility, depending on your postal service and your courier or whatever, that you'll get these in time for Christmas. But just take advantage of a £50 saving. For Tonic dies, it doesn't happen every day. And that one, I think, is just celebration all year round. That's not Christmas, is it?
It is. And, you know, it's birthdays, it's, you know, again, perfect background as well for so many different occasions.
OK, now we'll just show you one more set of dies. These are just as special as the last set, actually, because these have got actually stencils included with them as well, or masks, call them what you will. So you get one die and a coordinating stencil. Now, the stencil fits over what you've cut out with the die, and you can then apply texture paste or inks or whatever you want to do for this sort of look.
Yes, so you have got so many options. The die will cut and emboss itself as well, and then you have got the stencil that you can put it. So you have got like basically 3 layers of detail, cutting into, embossing with the die, and then another layer of color through the stencil. The stencil is a Tonic stencil, so they are thick, so they are perfect for your Nougat glimmer paste with your Nougat embellishment mousse, so to get that extra dimension. But of course you can use any other traditional method of coloring in, whether you want in pigment inks as well, and then you put embossing powder over the top. Look at the detail that you can achieve.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Now, this isn't half price. It's much, much better news than that. It is actually 2/3 off, because it's £58.47. They should be basically about nearly £20 each. I think £19.50 each they should be. £19.47 is all you pay for all 3. You're paying 2p less than you should be paying for one, and you get 3 of them. That's pretty impressive, isn't it? And I don't remember many die sets that Tonic have done, including the masks or stencils as well.
Yeah, it's a very... we did them a while ago, but it's a really popular one because it allows you to have different, you know, techniques into it. You can use them on their own. They are perfectly beautifully, just like cutting the edge, and they are the same as the screens that we had before, in the sense that it will cut into the card. So then you can take your scissors and trim it around and create a beautiful border if you want to. Yeah, you could do either side as well. You can create those beautiful panels. You can just use them on their own, the stencils on its own. So you can just create something that is very delicate.
But look at the dimension you've got with the texture paste on that, achieved by just literally spreading it over the stencil.
Yeah, and this one is a really nice, which is like die cutting 3, and for the panel you can see the embossed effect as well in there. And then what about this one with the glimmer paste, the Nougat glimmer paste with that sparkle coming through the stencil?
OK, well, that's our last little look down the counter for now. Any more, if you want to have a little look at the website, you'll see so many other dies that are there. On average, our big save event is saving you in the region of 50%, or sometimes even greater than that, like we just showed you with those. So take advantage of them. They will be dispatched tomorrow afternoon at the latest, so there's every chance you'll get them in time for Christmas. I'm sure that won't be an issue. So if you want the blooms as well, remember, there they are. Update on the stock. 85% of the blooms has now gone. You're only spending £20.96. And those, that little vase of flowers we showed you a few minutes ago, that's what was made from these dies. So £20.96 is the price for all of them. And you should be spending nearly £75. So an amazing deal. And then, of course, our leaves, which I think this is my favourite collection, actually, of all of them. The acorn and the leaves, the maple leaf as well. The bulrush is there too. £23.46. And that should be a price of £73.96. 238893. And then the rounded strip dies as well. Here they come. There they are, look. Now, they can be used either on the side of a card or on the top of the card, or menus or invitations, whatever you want them to be. The top cuts out the cardstock and then the bottom stays in the cardstock. £13.97 gets you all 6 dies. Fantastic.
Right, so I thought that we should do a card, you know, an everyday card using this Christmas simple screens. And I'm just going to explain now. So you have got here, the whole length is 8 1/4 inches in length. So it's basically an A4 width, so it will fit perfectly on an ADL card. Now, every die comes with one of these edge dies, so you can mix and match. Now, because they have got some detail in here that I wanted to keep as a kind of an embossed detail. What I'm going to do is first I'm going to position it into the card. Now, this card is going to be 5 3/4 inches square. If I had it all the way down to here, if it wasn't cut, then I would have to fit it through the machine like that. Now, the tangerine has no problem, but some die cutting machines will have a little bit of a dip inside it. So that's why we have cut it a little bit, so it will go this way through the die cutting machine, so there is less points of cutting. So I'm going to place the die in here, and more or less then it's going to be that way. So I'm just going to make sure, and I'm going to use the glass mat to make sure that it's straight. Okay, and then I'm just going to put the low-tack tape. Now, if your low-tack tape is not, it's quite strong, always make sure that you are putting in the side that is not cutting. So this is the main card. This one is the side that is going to cut out.
Now, many of you have ordered these from the preview. I've just been handed them just to show you again what you get. You're basically getting 6 rectangular dies, but then you also get a further 2 dies in each set to give you the decorative edges. The scalloped edge, you've then got the kind of almost like a crocodile tooth there as well, and then you've got the kind of dash edge as well. So very decorative, very, very beautiful. You've actually got 3 dies. There's 9 dies in total there for £24.97. There's a lot of die, a lot of engineering for your money. 307 913.
Now, with the scallop, you have got both the scallop edge and then you have got like the dainty one. So you can choose whichever size you want. You have got also the zigzag, and then you have got the stepper one, which is the other one. Now, what we are going to do, then I'm going to put the floral die in here, and I'm going to use that straight line that has a score to make sure that it's in the right way, in the right straight and straight. And now, because I have cut that piece of card in there, I will fade that way. So there is, it is, to be honest, the tangerine, even if I put it across, would cut it beautifully. But because I know some of you may not have the tangerine, so this is the way to do it if you have got a lesser machine that doesn't cut in one go all that intricate detail. You can see how it's just, and I'm going to do the Jolita. I haven't done one for ages, so it's good to get some frustrations out of the way, and some, I haven't either that or exercise, but I don't do much exercise.
Look at the job it's done, though. Wow.
Yeah. Look at it. Look how beautiful, and it's just poking out.
Is this craft perfect?
Yes, it is indeed. It's one of the. Which one it is? Oh, I forgot which one it is now. Now to glue it together. Now, we can put some ribbon in here, but I kind of like it like that. You could actually just put double-sided tape on the back.
It's a very upmarket gold. Can you just see, if I put the light on it, see it's got a lovely metallic finish to it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful. Which one it is?
Craft Perfect will be on the website, by the way. You'll be able to find it. And that's Tonic's cardstock. So.
It is. And it's all Craft Perfect card, because it's designed. Well, we develop it to make sure that it die cuts beautifully, even if it's 250 GSM, or if, like for instance, the Craft card is, I think, 270, but it still will die cut beautifully. Now, I'll put the glue on the back of here, and it's still, this would be the perfect place to put a handmade bag. I would like it to, or you can also put this bit in here to have the scallop edge as well, or leave it a little bit, so you can use absolutely everything. And we have got here a label that we had cut beforehand and embossed. It could be any sentiment. It could be, wedding card. It could be a thank you card. It could be just for your card, or even a Christmas one, obviously. Just gonna leave it like so. And you can finish it up with newer drops if you want to, but sometimes simple is best, and elegant, classic look.
Now, predominantly, these dies that we're showing you now that are better than half price, actually they're 2/3 off. Most of them are festive, but to be honest, I mean, looking at that, what Paola's just done, OK, you've got a bit of holly on there, but it doesn't scream to me festive. I mean, you could get away with using that, I would have thought, pretty any time of the year. And also, this one here isn't festive. That's just celebratory stars and swirls and flourishes. That's a snowflake, so obviously that is winter. Then you've got your wreaths there as well, which are lovely. That one there, that's the one that we just used in that demonstration with the rose. And then you've got, that's kind of Feral. So again, that's kind of Scandinavian looking, isn't it? Or Nordic. And then your baubles there as well. So all 9 dies, they should be £74.97. They're £24.97 if you order them right now while we have the stock. 307 913. Now we are going to go down to our autumn dies, my favourite collection. I know that you're loving them as well. There they are though, if you want those. And some other items in the show, the one-day special, which of course are buildables, the brilliant characters that are the one-day special. And you choose between the 2 that you'd like. Lots of you are going for 4 though, so you're kind of doubling your saving basically. £14.98 gets you the hedgehog and the owl, or you can have the rabbit and the fox, but if you want to go for both, that would be less than £30 and just 1 postage. Hedgehog and owl in the lead at the moment. The hedgehog is my favourite one. I just think he's adorable. And again, the eyes you can switch around, the glasses you can move around, you can put the balloon with the hedgehog rather than, mix and match all the dies. They'll work together well.
And the hedgehog looks like he could hold the present, shouldn't he? Like a little present. Yeah. And because we had the celebration dice, that it was a little gift, so you could have it, like holding the parcel, like a little wrapped present.
Now, you mentioned, Paola, before that, cards for guys, not always that easy to do. Then I think I would love to get a card like this, or any of these wonderful autumnal leaf cards. I think are lovely. And again, you can make them green if you want them to be more spring and summery. You can make them, of course, rusty colours if you want them to be more autumnal. They could also be quite patriotic as well, for like Canada, that sort of thing. That could be appropriate.
Yeah, like sometimes, like some of us have got some family in Canada, so that would be a really good way of, they are very patriotic. But also, I love how you can just use the, here, you can see the stamping, so you just stamp in you create your backgrounds, and then you bring some of the foliage into the foreground to create that 3-dimensional effect.
Let me show you the boards. I've shown you quite a few of the cards already, but here you've got the leaves, and you've also got the cutaway section.
So you have got a versatile, so some of them are versatile, not all of them, so you will be able to add that extra layer of detail if you want to, like the little acorn in there as well. So the same goes for the pine cone and the what is it called, the flyaway? Yeah.
Really lovely.
And I love these ones as well, these big, and you can see how the bigger sizes, the smaller sizes, the twigs, the buildables, the little branches with the leaves, it's just so versatile. There is so much in there, and whether you want a small detail or a larger one, this set will have one perfect for you.
And if I just grab a couple more of the cards here they are. Look, I mean, that is beautiful.
I love that card. Tony did that one, and then you just have I just love the difference. Using the same die or similar die, you kind of get a very...
My all-time favourite is that one. And I'm not really sure, as I say, I'm not really sure why. I don't know, it just ticks all the boxes for me. It's very understated but classy, I think.
Sophisticated.
Yeah.
Like you.
Yeah, right. 23.46, down from 73.96 for all of these wonderful... They've got the oak, the harvest and the fallen leaves. Great collection of dies. I'm amazed they're at this price. I really am, actually. 238893. Then the blooms. This is another one that is just defying belief. Go for those and the blooms if you can afford it, because you'll have a brilliant collection then of flowers and leaves. This is now limited stock. So this could be bye-bye at the end of the hour. It's, we've got 11, 12 minutes left. You've got the sweet Melia, the sunburst, the gazania and the magnolia flora apple blossom. All of that for £20.96. Should be £73.96. And flowers... You just can't get enough of, can you?
You cannot, and these ones are so beautiful. They are versatile. You are not only getting the flowers, you are also getting any set. You are getting one of these scrolls, so you can see the smaller ones or even the larger ones. You are getting versatile with that intricate die inside it, it's optional, and you are also getting either leaves or like little branches in there. So you have got so many options.
Now, I don't know when Paola's back at 5 o'clock, isn't it? Yeah, 5 o'clock this afternoon, whether this is going to be available, and if it isn't, all I can do is say sorry. But if you call now, I can let you know there's stock. There's one that can come to your home for £20.96 plus the postage, or not if you're a Freedom member. But, of course, the other great news is if you order it now, Tonic will dispatch it for you at the latest tomorrow afternoon. Might be sooner than that. So there's every chance and every possibility you'll get these just before Christmas. If not, it'll be straight after. So 038460, your item number, if you would like to get these Tonic dies and start 2018 being able to make as many flowers and in as many different shapes and sizes and colours as you wish. These are the dies that will do it for you. and a £53 saving, which is amazing. Now, let's move on to some others that we've not shown you yet, actually. We mentioned these, and this is something that Paola showed you earlier in the show with the little prince and the little princess. These are baby sentiments. Now, it kind of threw me a little bit the other day, yesterday, because I saw a card with Little Prince on it. I thought, well, where's that die then? And of course, it's just the Little Princess with the S's cut off. So you can make it male or female. You've also got the other sentiments there too, which are...
Tiny treasure, which comes with the star. So again, you can trim it and use it for other projects. So, you know, you can see, and it embosses as well.
Yeah.
Then you have the little princesses, which is where we took the crown in there.
And then we chopped the 2 S's off for Little Prince.
And you can see how it looks, so perfect in there as well. And then we have got a special delivery, which is one of my all-time favorites. This is like, you know, even for parcels and so on. And then you have got the last one, which is New Baby. Again, the letters will come off, and they're perfectly usable for other projects.
And you could paper piece them and cut it twice.
You could,
you know, put maybe black in white or white in black or gold in silver.
Whatever you want. Sometimes if you want, because they are such a nice sentiments, if you put them over pattern paper, sometimes because of the little letters, it won't show off. So then you can just, as you said, die cut them out of black card and stand them out.
Well, if you like those, then for any card maker, it's a must to have those sort of sentiments ready. So you've got £12.98 price, 50% off the price. You save what you spend, which is great. 551233. Then we go to our So Pretty collection, which is the next one here. Now, this we've not touched on yet. Now, this is the 2 strip die sets, plus you also get the zipper, which always makes me chuckle. And you've also got these.
No, it's just mentioning. It just makes me. And the strip dies as well.
Yeah.
So we have got 4 strip dies, which is the beautiful. This So Pretty means that they come with that pinprick effect, so they will get that perforation perfectly if you want to do embroidery into your cards. But also, if you don't have the time, you can just take a fine line at pen and you can create that full effect of the embroidery.
Now, before you throw those clothes away that don't fit anymore or that you've had enough of, or you're making way for new ones at Christmas, why not cut them up, use fabric on your card and put the zipper die over the top of it?
Yep. So the zipper die, it's more of a deboss or embossing plate rather than a cut. It doesn't cut itself, but what it cuts is we have got the pull of the zipper as well as 6 buttons plus the needle as well. Now, if it's a perfect combination for cards for men, for children, for masculine cards. But then, of course, you are getting those beautiful strip dies. They made those beautiful gatefold cards. And you can see in this one that I have got here, you can see, if you come closer, you will be able to see how this one is that pinprick effect. And all 4 columns, the strip dies, will have it. And this one has been just done with a pen. But look how good it looks for stitching. Yeah.
It does look like stitching, absolutely. So those are the 2 strip dies that you're going to get, or the 2 sets, should I say. So you get 4 strip dies. Plus you get the zipper, you get the sliders for the zipper, you get buttons and little stars as well. So it's a lovely collection, this. And this is, again, better than half price. £28 saving down to under 20, £19.97 for 861718. Now, another set of dies that we've not actually shown you yet in this hour, although they've been popular in previous hours, are these. The Jewelled Crown and the Daisy Burst are the 2 that we're looking at right here. And they're lovely frames. They really are gorgeous frames. And in the middle, you've got this extra die, which could be either a little topper or a corner, and then you've got the same with the flower over there as well. And this is what they cut out.
So you can cut, so basically at having 3 dies, you have got an outer die, an inner die that cuts the aperture, and then that corner that you were mentioning. So if you are just using the inner frame that will cut into the card, that creates that frame, it's perfect for sentiments as well. But of course, if you use them in combination, you have got that beautiful, is the central one, perfect for, more a focal point to create that frame. You can then use your stamping, your different stencils as well through it. You can see how gorgeous that one is.
Now look at this round one. This colour combination is gorgeous as well, isn't it? That's been used, there's the corner.
Yeah, that's the corner.
With a bit of drop shadow. Yeah. And then the Nouveau drops have been added into the centre of the flowers, and that's that beautiful frame.
Yep. And then we have got this easel card as well, so you can see it in here, how it will look in there.
Really lovely. Gorgeous. So these are the boards as well, just to show you the sort of thing you can do with it.
Yeah, that one is with the stencil, which is not included in this one. So,
Right.
so that's the one, yeah. All right, so you can see it here, that you have got the frame in here that has cut it into it, then out of the card in here, and then the frame. Now, if you want to see it in the circle one, that one you can see it, the beautiful aperture out of the card, and then in combination, we have got it in here.
Love it. So you get a perfect background because, of course, the die cuts out that shape every single time, spot on. £9.98, under £10. One of the most affordable items of the whole show, actually. For two real... Well, actually, it's 4 dies. No, it's more than that. 6 dies. Yeah, 6 dies in total for £9.98. That's about £1.50 a die. Crazy. 160-275. That's been a bestseller, better than half price. Now, the website. Hochanda.com. You've got everything that's there still available at the moment, but the ones that are of particular concern are the blooms. We think they may go before the next hour. You've got about, where are we now, 2 o'clock nearly. You've got until 5 o'clock this afternoon before the next hour. So in the next 3 hours, I think those blooms are going to go. Word's going to spread. People are going to get in before it sells out. And you've also, of course, got those fantastic autumn leaves that are proving to be an absolute hit this afternoon. OK, so a couple of minutes left.
Well, I just wanted to show you. Before we said the eyelashes and we thought it was Olivier the Owl, I thought, no, they look a little bit smaller. So what it is amazing about the buildables is that you want to make Harry the Hedgehog to make her into Harriet the Hedgehog. Yeah. So you just cut the eyes twice or and then you get double them up, and then you have got long eyelashes, and she becomes Harriet. And you have got to make a little necklace as well. And look how she's holding that the banner, and it could be a present, or it could be like we have done here with this is Betty Bunny. Yeah. So she's holding that heart as well, so you can see it's just how lovely is all the beautiful that you can build and personalize and create that perfect sentiment for that perfect characters. And also the sizes, I think they're really cute, because from a smaller size to a very, this one I think is 7x7 kind of size, or even 8x8 would fit really nice.
If you do want any felt as well, remember, check out Crafter's Companion on our website, because they sell lots and lots of felt in different varieties for you. Go to Hochanda.com, because then you can be cutting out your characters in fabric and maybe putting them on outfits, kids' clothes, that sort of thing.
They are, I would say that the only things that I wouldn't cut out of fabric or felt would be the tiniest of the dies, just because the nature of the felt or the fabric. But all the other shapes, the bolder shapes, are core shapes, so they are easy to cut through the felt.
And then that could be someone passing an exam or something like that, the wise old owl. But equally, you can make that owl Olivia.
Yeah,
as well.
Of course. So you can make them, you can give them a gender if you want to. You can make them really feminine or really masculine, or gender neutral if that's what you want to.
I do love that picture.
I know you do, and I do too. It's just so pretty.
Well, Paola's going to be back at 5 o'clock with final call for the one-day special. But remember, all the dies, really, it's almost like a whole show full of one-day special opportunities, or even better than one-day special, because to get 2/3 off the price of some of these dies is just ridiculous. That's what you can look forward to between now and the 2nd of January. The big save is on right the way through the festive period. Whatever you do, take advantage of those dies in between shows if you can, because there won't be a live update on what's left until 5 o'clock, when Paola will return with Matt. OK, I'm going to be showing you some block printing in just a second. A lovely Jamie will be here with that, so whatever you do, stay tuned. They're all one-off pieces. See you at 5 o'clock.
See you.
Thank you to Paola. Yes, the big save continues with Coloricious and Jamie and myself in a couple of minutes. Then it's Daisy and Grace. And then Dawn Bibby Scrapbooking returns at 4 o'clock this afternoon. And over on Crafting Market, it's Daisy Chain Designs.
Hi, I'm Hayley from Craft Yourself Silly, and we're really excited to still be working with you guys here on Hochanda. We were there from the very, very beginning, and we're still bringing you lots of really exciting soft crafts. We design and manufacture all of our kits and all of our fabrics here in the UK, and we love bringing them to you. So if you're an experienced sewer or you're just starting out in soft crafts and sewing, join us. There's tips and fabrics for everybody. Make sure you don't miss our shows and come and craft yourself silly on Hochanda.
Hi, I'm Chloe from Chloe's Creative Cards. We are an award-winning family company based here in the northeast of England. We've been working with Hochanda since the very beginning and the launch of the channel, and we've had such an amazing journey so far. We've been bringing you lots of fabulous new stamps, dyes, glitters, embossing powders, and we've got so much more to bring over the coming years too. Over the coming months and year, we'll bring you some fantastic new products to Hochanda. We'll be extending our dye range and we'll be bringing you some fantastic new stamps as well, along with our gorgeous sparklicious glitters and some fabulous new colours in the wow embossing powders too. It's going to be a brilliant year, and I really hope that we'll bring you something that inspires you in your card making. Don't miss my shows and craft along with me on Hochanda.
Hello, good afternoon. You're watching Hochanda on this Tuesday. Great to have your company. I'm Dave. Jamie is back with us.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again, too. We had our first show together this morning at 7 a.m.
Easy, wasn't it? Yes.
Yeah, bright and early. Now, tell us exactly what Coloriscious is all about and the story behind it.
We're a block printing company, so we essentially design wooden printing blocks. We support a community of carpenters in India. We actually have 40 families at the moment that are living off the proceeds, which is fantastic. Wow. I know, it keeps growing. Anyway, and so I essentially email my designs to my business partner Puneet in Jaipur. He then distributes the work between the various families, and they are skilled traditional block makers. They don't like to be called carvers, they like to be called block makers. Oh, right, okay. Anyway, and
these are skills that have been handed down generation to generation?
Absolutely, it's a sort of father teaches a son, and at the moment a lot of the families have 3 generations making our blocks, which is fantastic.
That is fantastic.
And we just want to inspire people to block print and create their own fabrics and their own papers.
And it was a dying art, wasn't it? It was kind of dwindling and falling out of favour, and suddenly Coloriscious, your company, has kind of regenerated its interest.
Yes, I mean, historically block printing first came to England back in the Victorian era, but then there was some big tax because Indian cotton was cheaper to buy than cotton manufactured in Manchester, so then the British government stopped importing it. So there was a time when block printing was in the Victoria was quite big. William Morris adopted it for wallpaper. Laura Ashley back in the sort of 70s and 80s was big on block printing, having block printed fabrics for all her dresses and things. That died out, and so Coloriscious is now leading the way with reviving the arts. So
well, take a little look at these blocks, because they are in their own right works of art. Every one is a one-off. Okay, if you bought all of them that had a similar design, they'd be very, very, very close, because they're very skilled people that do this. But each one is a unique piece of art, really. If I just take one of these out of the box to show you, this particular one, the medieval theme, the medieval theme we're talking about here, is very, very popular, and it was a very busy show this morning and also earlier on at 10 o'clock as well. But look, this is solid wood, hand-carved, each one a unique piece of work of art, but it stamps beautifully and blocks beautifully onto fabric. Is it just for fabric?
No, in fact, one of the things I'm going to show you in a moment is the variety of fabrics and papers that you can block print onto. So I specialise in fabric, whoops, nearly going to vent again, because I like to sort of block print fabric, and I like to then embroider it or quilt it. So I'm more sort of specialising in the textile world, but you can do the whole paper world, virtually anything that you can do with stamping, you can do with rubber. The rubber stamps are really later versions of wooden printing blocks, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, what you've got here is a fantastic collection of 12 blocks, wooden blocks, and you're also getting, importantly, the foam mat, which you can, of course, stamp onto. That helps to give you a very, very good impression each time. And you're getting 4 sponge applicators as well to put the paint onto the block. And we'll do some more demonstrations for you in a second. But this one is the Mega Medieval Magic, 12 wooden blocks for £59.99. This is a big save reduction, £12 off, down from £71.99 to £59.99 for that set. Then we've got, now this is, if you're new to this is probably where you'll want to begin, I would have thought, because this is the starter kit that Jamie's put together for us. And this is giving you 6 wooden blocks, all of them again individual, hand carved. You've got 3 applicators to put the paint onto the blocks, and you get 3 of these fabric paints to get you started, including the buttermilk. Also, you've got the peach, and you've also got the violet. You get, now this is important, you get an instructional DVD presented by Jamie that's an hour long, showing you lots of different techniques and how to kind of plan your patterns, that sort of thing. And then you also have a brush up here, which is included so you can clean your blocks easily. You again get the foam mat for brilliant results, and you also get your paint tray, almost like your palette, really, isn't it?
It's a paint, it's just a way of keeping everything tidy.
Yeah. And if I just show you a couple of things that relate to this particular block set, this block in the middle at the top is what's been used on this. And this, what was the name of the artist again?
Chris Gray is the artist she's a professional mixed media textile tutor, in fact. Wow. And she teaches a lot of block printing classes, but with mixed media, and I just think her work is... I wanted to show people how far you can go by, you know, I mean, in my opinion, Chris Gray's taken block printing into another dimension that's never been done before, which I think is really, really magnificent.
It's really exciting as well, isn't it? And also, you can use this in mixed media. You can use it with your texture pastes, your gesso, all that sort of thing as well. Could you put embossing powders on?
I think the front here has been done with embossing powder.
Right.
There's one section that's been done with embossing powder.
I think you're
I think
right,
she printed it with the embossing ink.
Yep.
But that's the one. And then you sprinkle the... sorry, I can't think. The embossing powder
over the top, yeah.
The embossing powder on top, and then you heat it with a heat gun.
So you can put the Versamark directly onto the block?
Absolutely, yes.
So it's not just
as long as you've got your foam mat underneath your paper, whatever you're printing, it will print beautifully.
Fantastic. So that's the starter kit, which is a good place to start, obviously. Now, this has got a great reduction on it as well. £12 off, from £71.99 to £59.99, and that's 701,320. Now, the good news about delivery is that the guys, Jamie's team, will be dispatching this later today and the first part of tomorrow. So there's every opportunity that it'll be with you well in time for Christmas. Obviously, it depends on the courier and the postal service and all of that, but it's certainly going to be sent today.
We will do our absolute best.
Great. Good. So that's the starter kit. Now, we've also got our introduction kit just here. Now, this is a 6-block set that you can see, and this, again, comes with a foam mat for best results, basically. It's always a good idea to stamp, whether it's a rubber stamp or polymer or these, it's always a good idea to stamp on a foam mat. It just helps the impression, doesn't it?
It does, indeed.
So this is coming up on the screen now. This is £41.99. So you're getting 6 of these really, really beautifully designed blocks, and there's no repeats in the other sets, is there? I don't think,
no.
This one. So these are different to the ones we showed you earlier on. So they, again, all handcrafted. Are they all based in Jaipur?
The designs, or
the people that make all of these?
Oh, yes, or just little villages outside. I mean, when I first started doing this nearly 10 years ago, the block makers used to come into Puneet and stay in Jaipur while there was work, and then stay wherever while the work was being done, and then go home after a week or two, whatever it was. But now, which is really exciting in the last year, what's happened is so much work that the guys turn up on the bus, they collect the work, and they can go home, which I really thought was wonderful, because that means the dad can be at home while he's working. Most people have their workshop on their roof of their house.
Right.
So you might go into their house and go up a very narrow flight of stairs, and on the roof you'll see 2 or 3 guys sitting there tapping away, doing their carving, which is lovely.
And if this is intriguing you, there are actually block printing holidays and vacations. I know Leonie is doing one in association with you next year, so stay tuned to us for more information about that. Leonie will tell you more about that in her shows. I think she's back tomorrow, isn't she? Yeah. Now, the next set we've got for you, and the last set that's with the medieval. This is the medieval medley. And this has got the metallic paints in it, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the metallic paints are particularly exciting because when you start maybe layering it up, I was doing a demonstration earlier on shadow printing. So if you did like a gold with a purple offset, I really feel it captures the essence of medieval.
Now, that shadow printing show was the 10 o'clock one this morning, so if you missed that, you can watch that back on Rewind a bit later after this show, maybe. But here you've got 9 of the brilliant blocks, all, again, individual works of art. If you're not using them all the time, leave them out. They're ornamental. They're lovely things to have. Now, this has 60% gone. Wow, this bundle has gone very, very quickly today. You've got your violet, you've got your gold, you've got your copper, and you've got your turquoise. All of those are metallic fabric paints. You've got 5 sponges just here, and also you've got your 9 wooden blocks as well from Colorishes. 318595, 59.99 is the price of this. Another reduction of £12, big save price reduction, down from 71.99 if you'd like those. 318595. Okay, have a little look at the website. We'll get onto some techniques and we'll show you how to use these in a second if you're intrigued by them. We do have other designs as well. We've got our floral, we've got our animal sanctuary, and we've also got the pomegranate delights as well. So if you're not really into your medieval, there are other blocks to have a little look at, and they come in handmade boxes as well, which are just as special as the things that are inside them. So more on that a bit later, but it is on the website if you want to have a look. So what's this hour dedicated to then, Jamie?
Well, this particular hour is more about recycling fabrics, because I do feel that a lot of us have got fabric, what I call ugly duckling fabric, fabric that sits in the cupboard. You're never quite sure what to do with it, but you keep it because it will be useful one day. Yeah, well, this is the one day that it's going to be useful, okay? So I just wanted to scoot through some samples of different types of fabrics and surfaces that you can print onto. I haven't got everything because it's endless, but at least it kind of gets people started. And then the demonstration is to show you how you can actually have a really, what I consider an ugly piece of fabric and turn it into something breathtaking.
Great.
So I've got some patches now. If you're a patch worker and you've got lots of squares, this particular design has been shadow printed, which I showed this morning. I didn't like the blue on the purple, so if you don't like it, you can give it a lift by overprinting. So if you're doing patchwork, you just have squares the same size, you stitch them together, and you can make a quilt, a cushion cover, a tablecloth, or whatever. So if you can cut up a selection of squares, this is a very good way of using up all your leftover bits of fabric. So we'll just whiz from there. There's another shadow printed one there.
I do love that technique. It's so effective.
Lovely, isn't it? Yeah. So those are patchwork squares. Now this block, just to show you how to vary a theme, I suppose, this is what we were talking about earlier, rotation. So you just turn the block 90 degrees and you actually, one motif will create a bigger version of that. Again, when you've got little strips like this, how nice is it to actually then rotate? You've got one print and rotate it, print it again, and you could do strips like that. This is the same block, which is just turned and turned again. So that's how to use, if you like, use up all your scraps. Now, sometimes, I wonder if can't really see the back. This was some marbled fabric. I didn't really like it very much. It just didn't speak to me, as it were. So by doing the block printing without any spaces at all, you can sort of essentially obliterate the background. So if you could, I left the edges free so you can sort of see what was going on. But I love the way that the black, densely block printed.
It dominates, doesn't it?
Has taken over and actually is a beautiful piece of fabric.
Isn't it amazing how you can turn something that you don't like into something that's absolutely gorgeous? That
is the fun of this, isn't it? So I'm whizzing through here some sort of commercial fabrics, really, because this particular piece of fabric I didn't like by itself. But again, I think by the time that's pieced into something and it's kind of, the block printing is knocking it back. And the same with this piece. I really, it was orange and pink, very, very loud. Quite nice, but I actually think as a block printed piece where again there's no spaces, it's solid block printing, how that really has taken that piece of fabric onto a new level. And this is another piece of this upholstered, you know, these upholstery books that you can get. Yeah. They block print absolutely beautifully. The other surface that you can block print onto are old duvets and pillowcases and bedding, because we've all got that, you know, in the airing cupboard, a duvet cover we either don't love anymore, or it's just old-fashioned and, you know, a bit ugly.
Or T-shirts or clothes that we've outgrown or whatever.
Absolutely, and if you just solidly block print it, so this one has been just no gaps whatsoever, but you can see how the design has linked up to create another design. So that was the block with the floral in the middle. And then linking them up, they create the block itself, I think, is lost. It's almost created another focal point for the eye, which is those circles.
Is block printing, although the blocks originate from Jaipur in India, do they use that techniques themselves for decoration of fabric over there? Or is it
absolutely, no. For all their clothing, a lot of Indians wear block printed clothes. Right, okay. Yeah, I mean, block printed shirts are very common. A lot of ladies wear block printed saris. So yeah, it's not just sort of a unique thing. It's indigenous to the sort of people who live there. Really, it's fascinating. It's part of their culture. Yeah. It's lovely. I love it. And they also do gorgeous quilts as well. Right. And when I take people on my block printing holidays, we don't just do block printing, we have to do a bit of shopping as well. Of course. And I know all the great shops to go to, so I know where all the fantastic block printing tablecloths, bedding, everything and anything. It's gorgeous quilted jackets. Oh, I could shop till I drop. I want to come. So this one, again, is the same quilt, but a different effect where, again, the block's been rotated. So old bedding is a very nice surface to work on. And, again, this is a slightly different pattern, but it's on a commercial fabric, which I wasn't over keen on. But this is called brick. So you do a solid row and then you just shift it along a little bit. So the middle of the second row is in there. So just like a brick wall. But I think that having block printed it with that peach paint has really knocked back the garishness of the pink. And we were talking earlier on this morning in the earlier shows about we've got batik fabric from Craft Yourself Silly and Hayley. Now, she does lots of different patterns and lots of different colours of batik fabric, and that was stamping beautifully this morning. They were gorgeous. I'll show you those later. Yeah, check those on the website if you want some batik fabric. This piece of white fabric was the gold here's I don't know, it was kind of, I'd cleaned the sponge on it, and it was what I call serendipity cloth, and that block prints nicely. And again, you can see how the blocks link up and create another design. And so it goes on. So this is the metallic paint. I'm just coming to that because it's on paper, which is really exciting. So all of these samples that I'm showing you are completely obliterating the background. Where earlier I was showing you how to do things like checkerboard, where you didn't want to lose the background, because with Hayley's beautiful batiks, they're too beautiful to hide. Yeah, exactly. Whereas these, you don't want to see the background. And then the most exciting thing is that although the paints are dedicated fabric paint, they're a professional grade, if you've got some in the tray, you don't want to throw it away. So I'll always finish off by using up the leftovers on some paper. Oh, and so I have, and it works. I mean, you wouldn't buy the paint for paper. It's a bit expensive because it's meant to be for fabric. But if you've got some left over, you don't want to run it away. Exactly. Use it up, yeah. So if you can see there's different types of paper you can use. So this is some music paper, which I think works really, really beautifully. And that, you know, can be used for book covers or card making, for instance, a number of decoupage projects. One of my favourite techniques is actually block printing onto tissue paper. So, you know, when you've got, I don't know, a posh jumper or something, and it comes all beautifully wrapped up in tissue paper. Well, I'm more excited about the tissue paper. And then you iron the tissue paper, block print it, and then I just wanted to show you this tissue box spot. So this is a tissue box cover, but it's very easy to cover items with your block printed tissue paper, because I normally just tear it to fit, then glue the actual item, the blank item. Well, that's like traditional decoupage, isn't it? Exactly that, and then stick the tissue paper on, and then just put a little bit of glitter on. But isn't that a great way of jazzing up a tissue box? So tissue paper works well, and not everyone realises how versatile tissue paper can be.
Well, I know our Leonie is a massive fan of this technique as well. She's done a few shows herself dedicated to it, and she's going to be on this trip next year, which she'll tell you more about tomorrow, I'm sure.
She's leading a block printing holiday to Jaipur. How crazy is that going to be?
I know. Oh, I want to be a fly on the wall. I want to be
Oh, it'd be so funny. So this is in our greengrocers, we get everything put in brown paper bags.
Right.
And I just think they're a lovely surface. Now, Chris Gray, who's done all this beautiful work that I was talking about on show 2, told me a technique where you can, I haven't done it here, but you can scrunch up brown paper, then iron it, and it becomes kind of leathery, and it makes a really nice surface. So brown paper bags are very good. This is also the same paper bag, another paper bag.
And this is the metallic paint.
And this is the metallic, which is in the metallic set, which this is the purple, which you can see is a very, very opaque, gorgeous, scrumptious, delicious kind of colour. Now, if you wanted to knock that back a bit, of course, you could also either scuff it with a bit of gold before you printed it, or you could shadow print some gold on it. I mean, it's whatever you want it to be. And this is a whole piece of paper that's, again, will be used for something, I don't know what, but I'm always, you know, you use up bits and pieces as you go along, so things like book covers are fantastic for things like that.
Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to be showing you how to use the blocks any second now. Are we able to do that now? Is that all right?
Yes, I'm all ready.
Fantastic. So we're going to be kind of thinking about how you can upcycle or recycle fabrics that you've already got, like Jamie was saying, old bedding, for example, old sheets. I've just only thrown some out. I didn't even think about it. I could have kept them, brought them in. But certainly, fabric like this, for example, I mean, you may love it, you may not be too much of a fan of it, but there's so many ways that you can use these blocks. And remember, if you want to see all the designs and choose which set you want to go for, they're all photographed on the website right now. This is Jamie's last show of the day with us today, and your last opportunity to get, hopefully, pre-Christmas delivery. We can't say 100% it will be before, but certainly her team will get these out today and tomorrow, so there's every likelihood you'll get them way before Christmas, depending on your postal service where you live and so on. But, right.
So the theme of this show is recycling or upcycling. I'm never sure which one it is, but anyway, whatever it is. And it's about, I call it ugly duckling fabric. So I was given this piece of fabric at one of the events that I was at, and one of the ladies said, can you do anything with this? I mean, somebody might be looking at it and say, oh, I love that, but personally for me, I don't love it. But I want to show you how you can transform that piece of fabric into this. Now, this is a folder.
Now you're talking. Look at that. That is attractive, isn't it?
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
And all it is just white paint and one block. I have nothing fancy, just simple rows. And I followed the line, the black lines in the fabric to try and keep it straight. And then if you just open it up, you can see how easy it is to make. It's just a rectangle a wee bit longer than the folder, just folded back on itself. So I just wanted to, I had a big piece of fabric, so I was able to do a folder. Also, one of my favourite things, a zipped pouch, so just lined that with some orange, but you can just see that. My iPad will probably go in there.
Now, remember, if you are thinking about taking this and taking the craft and having a play, the best thing to do is to go for the starter kit, because that comes with the DVD, OK? So you've got an hour's tutorial with Jamie there, which you can replay again and again, stop, rewind and all that. But it talks you through lots of different techniques on there, doesn't it?
Indeed. I think pattern theory is sort of the title, and it just shows you, in a way, it's showing you the obvious, which you afterwards think, well, I could have done that, but actually you couldn't, because sometimes just piecing it together like that, just solid rows, and then gaps between rows, and then rotation of blocks, all that kind of thing. So it's really about opening your eyes to possibilities of than just plonking it on a piece of fabric.
Absolutely.
And then I've got another little iPhone case here to just got to put a popper on there, and it's still the same piece of fabric. So I was going to show you how we can just block print this piece of fabric and transform it very quickly. It's
a perfect craft to bring to Hochanda, because our soft craft shows have never been more popular than they are now. So we've got lots of fabric fans that watch us all the time. And this is just another way of being able to use your fabric in an imaginative and an inventive way. Now, these are why you're given, well, this is why you're given the sponge squares in the kits, because that's how you apply the the paint.
Exactly right. So the most important thing when you're block printing is you must have this foam mat underneath. If you don't have it underneath your fabric or your paper, you just will get a broken image, which if you like that, that's fine, but I don't really want that look.
No.
So I've got my foam mat underneath. We've dabbed the paint on with a sponge.
And does it matter what fabric you use?
None whatsoever. Everything and anything. Velvet, organzas, cottons, felt, everything and anything. The only thing that I found doesn't really print that well is jute, because it's so coarse.
Yeah, yeah.
So I will just follow this. There's a black line there, which I will just use as a guideline. You don't need to push hard when you're block printing. You just sort of hold it for a few seconds to give the paint a chance to soak in. And this is a different block to the one I was using earlier on the file. It's a little bit actually less open than the... Oh, let me just lean over. It's not as open as the other one, so it's actually going to knock back the colours, the stripy, quite a lot. But what I love with this, because of these medieval themed blocks, the gold and the green and the red are actually quite medieval colours themselves, aren't they?
True, they are.
So the idea of sort of them peeping through the printing, I just think it sort of lends itself really beautifully to the theme.
And when it comes to actually cleaning your blocks, is there any special solution you need? Or?
No, hot soapy water.
And a brush.
And a brush.
Which is why you get that nail brush in the starter kit.
Exactly.
That's the perfect way of
yeah.
cleaning.
So if you want to obliterate an ugly piece of fabric, you just don't want to see it, but you want some of the colour to come through. This is the perfect technique for doing this. In my mother's airing cupboard, I found a stash of old curtains.
All right.
And they were sort of very, they weren't vintage. They were, I don't know, don't want to label it, but they were just not particular. They were big floral sort of things, you know what I mean? And they have actually block printed up a dream. What do you do with all the fabrics that you block print? That is such a good question. I'm glad my husband's not here because he's been... Oh. So I have an art room at home which is absolutely bursting to the seams with all my finished work, which I just couldn't let go of any of it. However, the time has come when I have to let go.
Right.
So it's all stacked up in blue sort of boxes and all very neat and everything. But actually, to be honest, it's going to have to go. So I'm going to be... photographing. I'm writing a book about block printing at the moment, so I'm photographing it for my book.
Right.
And then some of the pictures will go in my book, and the rest, all the actual items, are going to a charity shop near us that's called Workaid,
right.
And they specialise in textile and upholstery kind of as a charity. That's what they like. So if anyone's got fabric or wools or threads, things like that, people, because I live in Buckinghamshire, and people in our area, that's where they take their sort of textile stuff.
So you're doing good. You're doing good.
So
you're getting rid of it for...
I know. And there's so many beautiful things. There's quilts, there's soft toys, there's pouches. There's so much. But
just think about how many people are going to be enjoying your work.
Well, I'm hoping you're all going to phone up Workaid. Please don't phone up Workaid yet, because they don't even know about it yet. I have to do all the work. So in the new year sometime, maybe by the time I've had the next show, I'll find out when they're selling it, and I'll just... you know, tell them they might have a forecourt sale of it or something especially. I don't know.
Well, tell
it would be fun, wouldn't it?
She'll let all us know.
That would be really good fun.
It would be.
So can you see how very quickly this piece of fabric is being kind of
transforming?
That's a lovely word, don't you think? Transform, because I think it's bringing out the best in the fabric without hiding it completely. Now, obviously, if I didn't want to hide all the fabric, I could do something like a checkerboard. I'm just doing this solidly now, but I was going to also show you how to, that's a sort of simple rose. But have I got time to just do a little brick pattern? So if I just make sure, it's the most important thing to make sure we've got the foam mat in the right place. So I just wanted a quick demonstration on how simple the brick pattern is. Just smooth, it should have ironed it, but never mind.
Now we'll show you again all the different blocks that are in the different sets, so you can choose which ones you want to go for after we've done the demo here.
So if I start lining that up against the black line, just so that it's useful to eyeball it. Oh, got a little bit too much paint on that time.
And that's important, not to put too much paint on, isn't it? You said that to me earlier on.
So I'm just going to do, if I do 4, let's do 1, 2, and this is all touching.
What happens if you do put too much paint on?
Depends, but that bit there, I'm just going to leave it. It will dry in time. It won't be, you know, it's not the end of the world. So there's your line of 4. So this time now, because it's brick, essentially this previous demo, they were all next to each other, exactly above it. This time, if we place the block halfway through.
Oh, like a brick wall.
Exactly like that, if you can see that. So that's sort of not exactly above, but sort of halfway across the block. Once you've worked the first one out, obviously the next ones are very easy. So again, this is one of the patterns that you learn about. I can't talk and work at the same time.
It's very easy though, isn't it? Because the pattern and the design goes right up to the edge of the block, so it's easy to know where you need to be.
It's this particular piece of fabric, I think, was born to be block printed.
Yeah.
I'm sure the designer probably doesn't think that, but I do. So if I wanted to, obviously I could carry on there, but just for the sake of the demo, I'll just do one final row, just to show you how you sort of go back on yourself. So dab, dab, dab. Don't drag. If you drag the paint, then you clog up the carving.
Right.
So that's why you have to dab away. And then we're going to start again. If I just position the block halfway through, can you see that? If I was doing it above, it would be there, but I've shifted it halfway across. Give it a little press. And it's best to tilt it when you lift it, because if you lift it straight up, it sometimes goes, you know, kind of gloopy.
Are they? What's the reaction to the craftsmen that do this? Are they quite surprised that their work is being exported to the UK?
Well, I think they're just really happy and excited, and the joy is when I turn up with 25 ladies who are all giggling and laughing, like children in a sweet shop, and playing with their blocks, and they look at us like, really? But I think they've finally got used to the idea that we actually, it's their job, but we do it more for fun, for the fun of being creative, don't they? But I think they're just more grateful to have the work, really. And I do tend to take something I've made to the wives and then ask them to give it to their wives, and they're always very touched by that, a purse. Or a makeup bag, or a little cushion or something. So can you see the difference? Let me just put that down. See the difference there?
Yeah.
So that's the brick pattern, and that's a simple row. So you can very quickly transform, is that the word you used earlier? Transform something really quite nasty into something quite gorgeous.
And I think you'll agree that does look absolutely stunning now. It really, really does. Now what we're going to do is going to remind you of the item we just used, and then we'll also show you the other items that we've not seen yet, and also recap on the ones that we've done too. So this is the Mega Medieval 12 block set, and the foam mat as well, and 4 sponges. So that block that you were using, that's in that one, is that right? Yes, it is. Yeah, it's the second one on the bottom. Yeah, so that's the block that Jamie was using there. So if that's the one that you'd like to get hold of, this is the one that you need to order from Coloricious. The Mega Medieval Magic 12 wooden blocks, plus the foam mat and also the sponges for applicating or applying the paint onto the blocks. £59.99, 719914 is that item number. That has got a big save discount of £12 off the price, down from £71.99 to £59.99. The big save promotion, remember, is on right the way through the Christmas holidays until the 2nd of January, and it represents in some cases 50% or more sometimes off the prices. This is a £12 discount though, down to £59.99. Now we've also got our floral doubles. Now these are very special, and the reason they're called a double is, I'll show you. There are probably about 4 images here that have got a positive and a negative. Now these aren't square like the medieval blocks. These are various different shapes and sizes, and they fit perfectly into these handcrafted boxes. Jamie came up with a really good idea actually earlier on today. If you are getting one of these boxes, please do photograph them in the box before you take them out, because it's a bit of a jigsaw putting them back in again. You may forget which goes where. But what you've got is the positive and the negative, or the outline and the filled in image. So you can create wonderful effects with these. So there's one that's just like that. There's a few in here as well that are just like that too. There's this one here, and there's this one here. So you've got the outside edge and then the filled in centre, so they match beautifully. You've also got snowflake in here as well, which is the same. So this is why they're called the doubles. There we go. So there's the outside edge and the filled in, so you can create wonderful effects with those. And also they're very conscious of not having any spare space in the box. They want it all to be filled with wonderful stamps and blocks. So you'll get lots of little accent blocks in there which you can use for great effect, of course, as well. So there's tons in here, absolutely tons. So you've got a positive and negative of all of the designs. Here's another one there, look, the rectangular one, outline, filled in. So that's what they call the doubles. And that's £59.99, down from £71.99, £12 saving, 903,586. And remember, the boxes are works of art as well. They're all individually handcrafted. 903,586. Then we have our animals. Now, this one intrigued me earlier. I love this as well. I love them all, actually. You've got various birds. You've got some fish in there as well. You've got the most amazing bumblebee. Achieving the impossible is what I always told a bumblebee stands for. And remember, they are ornamental. So when you're not actually using them for block printing, please do leave them out. Put them on the windowsill, put them in a display case or whatever you want to do with them. You've got a beautiful border there as well. There are loads in here, 25 hand-carved wooden blocks. If you love birds, you love nature, then you'll love this set. You've got wonderful ferns, flowers, a couple of fish there as well, and the birds are just absolutely beautiful. There they are, look. Aren't they gorgeous? Yeah, don't put them away, keep them out and enjoy them. Enjoy looking at them. And Jamie's back with me for this one. You were able to put them back in the boxes then?
No. One of your assistants managed it for me, which was very kind of her.
My assistant?
Well, I don't know who she was. I was just being polite.
Oh, OK. We don't have assistants here, unfortunately.
Well, the floor manager,
the floor manager,
yeah, I don't know the terminology.
Yeah, absolutely. Handmade boxes as well, beautiful box. So that's a lovely home for them to be in. And then finally, we have, of course, this one, which is the pomegranate delight, easy for me to say. And that one is, again, beautifully done. And wonderful images. They are gorgeous.
They are good. It's a very popular design, that one, actually. And I think I've seen lots of different people use it for just plain printing. I've seen quilts made with that. I've seen embroideries done with that. Yeah. I've seen machine embroidery. So they do lend themselves to any sort of craft skill that you have. You'll be able to adapt to them. And I've also seen a wonderful set of tiles, would you believe? Oh. A lady, I can't remember her name now, but anyway, she made a set of tiles with these. So she was a potter, and she rolled the clay out, and she had this kind of like a square punch thing to cut the tiles out, and then she pressed, created different designs, pressing each different block into the tile, and then she recut it because it obviously distorted a little bit, and fired them, and then she did this reactive glaze with them, where she put the glaze on and then wiped it off. Right. So where it had sunk into the grooves, the glaze stayed, and then there was a clear glaze on top. So anyone who's a potter, they lend themselves beautifully to the most fabulous. Yeah, it doesn't just have to be textiles.
No, sure. And you mentioned to me earlier on as well, mixed media as well, for things like, you know, your texture pastes and things like that.
I think all the skills that you profile on Hochanda, I think are all transferable. Yeah. And it doesn't matter whether you're using rubber stamps or hand-carved wooden printing blocks. They're very much the same sort of skills. Definitely. On the previous show, Sarah was doing some masking. Masking works brilliantly with this as well. So it's really exciting to see similar techniques, but using different methods.
Well, these are works of art, they really are. They're lovely, they're collectible, they're ornamental, and they just give you brilliant results, unique results, because each one is handcrafted. And you're kind of keeping tradition alive and keeping families in work, because basically the block printing industry, as it was up to about 10 years ago, was kind of in decline, but now it's kind of found a new lease of life.
Well, it's absolutely true. I mean, we have 40 families who live up here. There was a bit of a hiccup last year because suddenly the Indian government decided that this shisham wood was to be protected, which is fair enough. They want to protect the forests. So my colleague in India, Puneet, has spent hours and hours filling in the forms, and we finally did get the license to import shisham wood. It was started off with CITES, who wanted to protect it, and then the Indian government got onto it. So I'm very proud to say that we are legitimately allowed to sell shisham wooden printing pots. We have a certificate.
Fantastic. Okay, well, if you want any of these kits, remember, go and have a look at the website to see all the designs and then choose which set of designs you like the look of. We're not just bringing you the medieval. We've got, of course, the fantastic animals. We've got, of course, the doubles, which are a really lovely set. And we've also got the pomegranate designs as well. So they're all there if you'd like to have a little look at hochanda.com. And also some paints are on there too, but do remember, if you are a beginner and you want to get the ultimate starter kit to get you started, you've got to have the DVD featuring Jamie presenting on that as well, giving you lots of hints and tips about layout and patterns and so on. And in that starter kit you'll get 6 of the wooden blocks, you'll get 3 paints, a peach, a buttermilk and a violet, you'll get 3 application sponges, you'll get a brush which will keep your blocks nice and clean, and also of course you get the foam pad, and you also get the actual paint tray, and also the DVD too. $59.99, that's the starter kit, and those are the patterns that you're getting with it too. Right.
Well, on a similar theme, this is another piece of ugly duckling fabric. It's actually not that bad, I don't think, no. But it's seen better days. It needs a new lease of life. So if you actually block print it, can you see the little bit of the sheen coming through? The allium is sort of almost peeping through. Yeah. But you can see how beautifully that's block printed, can't you?
You wouldn't think that was the same fabric, would you?
You wouldn't. It's quite lovely.
Beautiful. And
if we just turn it round, we can just see the seams of how easy it is to do. So just left that bit plain so you could see what the fabric was like first. And this demonstration, a very quick one, is on the previous piece of fabric we were doing brick pattern, which was horizontal. So when you go from left to right or right to left and it's shunted along, it's called brick pattern. This one is called half drop. Right. And it's basically the same thing, but you go from top to bottom. Okay. So instead of working from left to right, we're going from top to bottom.
Now this one that we're using, this is from, I think, a set of 12,
is it? I've lost track, I'm afraid.
Was it the starter kit? Let me just have a little look. No, it's a starter kit.
It's a starter kit, is it? It's really... I actually love this one so much. I love
Celtic,
the Celtic kind of knot in there. So just to get started, I did a simple row. So if you just block print a simple row with a tiny weeny gap in between if you want, or you can snug it up if you prefer. I think it's a bit more forgiving if there's a little gap. And then, because it's called half drop, if you imagine you start at the top and you drop it halfway along the design, and just line that up, just like that. You don't need to, you know, you can take your time, you don't need to rush it, just give it a hold, and then just build up. And you can see that gradually, you have some nice music on. Barbara Streisand and I get on very well.
I bet you do.
When she sings away to me while I'm block printing.
You've got good taste.
And so, oops, there we go. So you can just completely fill up this piece of fabric with this half drop. Now, the way to print over the edge, if you've got to the end and you don't want to print onto your mat, what you do is you simply move the edge of the fabric to the edge of the mat, if you can see that there. And then you do the same thing, you charge up your block and then just carefully line it up, press it.
Do you ever paint in the pattern with a brush or something like that?
Funny you should say that. That's my next show.
Oh, is it?
You're one step ahead of me, yeah. So
that'll be in the new year, then?
It's in February.
February,
yeah.
Okay.
So in February we've got rubbing plates and colouring in and how to create textures, and it's really breathtaking. So you can fill up all these little gaps, and I'll do the same at the top end here. So when you're doing something like this, it's quite important to really fill up the fabric, because it would be really disappointing if you were making something and you'd left a bit because you couldn't be bothered to finish it, and then you left it and it was the one bit that you really needed. But I guess with all these things there's always a way, isn't there? Mistakes are the portals of discovery, aren't they? You make a mistake and you work out a technique to overcome it.
Or sometimes they're called happy accidents.
Oh, yeah. Same thing, really, isn't it? So again, this is half drop, but I'm not dropping down, I'm half up.
I get what you mean.
So I've just finished off that last piece.
Have you got any clothing that you've got block printed? Have you got quite a few?
Well,
or was it more throws and things like that?
I actually like artist smocks, so I wear a lot of these, which are block printed. I mean, this particular top that I have, you have on your website.
We've got them actually for sale. There's one hung up just here. They're on the show. They're the artist smocks just over here. There's actually 3 designs. You've got the design like Jamie's wearing, which I think is the Daisy one. Yeah. This one is the leaf, and the other one I think we've got
Indian Daisy.
Indian Daisy. I think you're right. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, it's one size fits all. It just goes over your outfit that you're wearing. It just protects your clothes from paint and all sorts of things. You've got plenty of pockets in the front. You've actually got 3 pockets in the front. Great also if you're a potter or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Long sleeves on it too, but it's one size for everybody. You told me the story of these earlier on. They're made in a very unusual way, aren't they?
Well, these particular block printing technique is called dabu printing, and dabu is Hindi for mud. So instead of using paint to block print, they use mud. So people who've been on my block printing holiday, and Leonie will get to do this, we go to this little village at about an hour outside Jaipur, and there's this chap there who's got this beautiful little factory, and he's got trays of mud, but it's not just neat mud. He's treated it with lime and sawdust and things like that, and made it into a paste. So you block print with your mud, which sounds about like a 5-year-old would have a lovely time, but hey, that's what's the fun. You then lay the fabric out to dry, let the mud dry outside. And crazy enough, in India, they always leave the fabric on the ground to dry. But it doesn't seem to matter.
Okay.
We wouldn't do that. We'd have it hanging up somewhere, wouldn't we? But there we go. When the mud is dry, we then dye the fabric in an indigo vat. It's about 20 foot deep.
And that's the colour? And
that's the blue.
Yeah.
And then we lift out the fabric from the vat and let it dry. When the fabric comes out of the vat, it's actually green, and then the oxidization process turns it blue, which is kind of magic, just seeing that. And then they wash the fabric, and they wash all the mud out, and where the mud has been leaves the design. Wow. So I think in a way we have a similar technique which we call batik. So it's a bit like a batik version, a mud resist technique, isn't it? But I just think it's such a beautiful piece of fabric.
It is, and it's $34.99 if you want one. Not just if you're doing this sort of technique, but for just general crafting, painting, pottery, whatever you do. They are available. One size fits all. They are unisex as well. One thing we do suggest, though, is that you wash it well before you wear it.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because the indigo dye is quite unstable, and you do have to wash it about half a dozen times. I just put mine in a dark wash about half a dozen times, and then the blue stops bleeding. And if you are going to wear it in between, obviously just wear a black t-shirt or something underneath, and it will be fine.
So they're in the show if you'd like them. Okay, so we're going to go back
to... that's a technique which I wanted to show you how to turn my ugly duckling fabric. Oops, I've got a lot more to do there, which I didn't really want to... I think people don't really need to see I've been doing it all day. But that's a really exciting way of transforming a piece of fabric. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with that, but I'll know when I get there.
Okay.
And then the other technique I wanted to explain was about making books. Now, I actually love making little journals. Now, these journals I was demonstrating earlier, which was these... sample books, upholstery sample books.
So you could go to a fabric shop or whatever, or a curtain store, and see if they've got any books you can...
Well, sometimes they're very iffy about it, like, ooh, no. But then, every now and then, they say, oh, yes, take them all. And I'm like, ah. I load up the back of the car with them and get loads of them. But this is a shadow printing, and so these make great book covers. I generally cut that strip off, but I keep that for something else, for block printing and stitching together. But if you can imagine either hand stitching or machine stitching in rows, things like that, and then these will turn into, by the time I've cut it down, it's a kind of velveteen type surface. It's not as soft as velvet, but it does have that kind of pile, doesn't it?
Doesn't that look really effective? Great technique and great fabric to do it on.
So these books here are done exactly like that. So if I just open them up here, you can see you can actually block print a piece of upholstery fabric. You actually have to... When I teach printology courses, and this is one of the things that we do in a printology course, we have 2 pieces of card, and you just have a little gap in between for the journal stitch. You line, you have some block printed lining paper, so that was an old map. This is just photocopy paper, and that is a batch of paper stitched together like that. It's called a signature. So this is a 1 signature book. This is another sample where it's a 1 signature book, where again it's photocopy paper. This is 3 signatures. So it was quite thick. I thought it was 1. So you've got 1. Can you see how that you sew the middle one in first, and then you sew in one side, and try and tuck it in really close. I didn't block print the lining here. I think it might have been better if it had, but. You can see how beautifully that comes out.
Now, if this stamp is really kind of ticking the box for you, you're liking the look of this one. This one is in the set of 12. It's this one here, because it made me think of like the Maltese cross when I first saw it. I liked it an awful lot. So here it is. This is the set of 12. Let's just have a little look at that if we can, just in case you're a little bit unsure as to what set you want to go for. This is the set of 12. So there's no paint included in this. We do have sets of paint which you'll find on the website if you want to buy those separately. But this set of 12 is, again, brand new today, this combination, with the medieval theme. And you've got the mat for stamping. You've also got the blocks, of course, the blocks of sponges to apply the paint onto the block. But you get all 12 of these, and they're all beautiful, aren't they? Really great designs. And that's the one, no, that one, there. That was the one that was on that book. Fabulous.
And I've just got one last journal to show you, which is this actual paper is wallpaper lining. So if when you've finished your paint, there's quite a lot of paint still in there. So a really nice technique is when you can't get any more paint out, sort of nearly fill it up with water, give it a shake, and I have sort of torn up paper in a cat litter tray, and then I just pour the water, the diluted fabric paint, onto the paper. And because it's wallpaper paint, it sort of acts a bit like blotting paper. It just kind of absorbs the colours, and you can see how the colours have all bled into each other, which I think are really lovely. You know, and you can see the one side is completely different to the other because it doesn't go through.
And also, you can see here other techniques that you've used, like stitching, for example, where you've stamped, putting just a little sequin, sewing a little sequin into the centre of that cross. What have you thought of doing that?
That is the same block as that one, but it was done with a bit of leftover fabric from here. This is actually shisha, which is Indian mirror. You know how Indian clothes often have little mirrors in. These are called shisha, and it's I did a programme actually last year about shisha mirror, and it's just a nice way of embellishing a book cover. So that's how you kind of make little booklets. I think they'd make wonderful presents, and also, I always like I have lists of things. I don't know, I'm just a list person. So I'll have a page and I'll have a list, and then I'll sort of tick them off the list. And I've got these little notebooks that I've had for years, and I look back and it's quite amusing. And my children, who are in their late 20s, they find my little notebook sometimes and have a laugh about all the things I had to do when you're a mum, and you make lists and you tick them off as they've been done.
Well, India, if you've never been, India is the most amazing place. I've only ever been there once for just a couple of days on a cruise, but you're bringing back all sorts of memories talking about India. And I was given temporary good luck. I had a red dot put on my foot, and the gentleman said to me, he said, "That's temporary good luck." And I thought, can I have full-time good luck?
I was going to say, how do you earn the permanent good luck?
I don't know. He didn't tell me. But anyway, yeah, great place. OK, let's have a little look then at what we've seen from Jamie today. This is her last show for today. Jamie, if you could walk down the counter,
Sure.
that'd be great, so we can just have a little chat about what we've got. We've got 6 wooden blocks just here. This is the starter kit, so this is what you need to get going. And once you've got this, you can just enjoy collecting the blocks going forward. These are part of the medieval range. You've got that fleur-de-lis down the bottom. You've got really beautiful, there's 4 fleur-de-lis on that one there. All hand-carved, all hand-created. In Jaipur or near Jaipur in the villages around it. And it is really an ancient art that you said up to 3 generations of one family are doing it, which is superb. So here we've got the textile paint that's included as well. You've got your buttermilk, you've got your peach, and you've also got your violet. You've got 3 of the foam applicators to put the paint onto the blocks, and you get the cleaning brush to keep it in good condition, of course, as well. And don't forget, you also get the DVD with Jamie, giving you an hour's tuition on layout, planning it, that sort of thing, plus the stamping pad, the foam pad, so you get great results, and also, of course, the paint tray too. All of that for £59.99. That's a £12 saving off that original price of £71.99, and that's our big save discount for you for today. Then we have the little introduction bundle, which is a set of 6. This is no paint included or anything like that, but you may have already got some fabric paint at home. But these are the designs that you're getting here, plus, of course, you're getting the foam pad to stamp onto. £41.99, 168154. And do you keep yours out? Do you keep them on display?
No, I actually like putting them in the boxes. When I've washed them, I leave them overnight to dry out, so they're bone dry. And then I'd like to put them back in the box because I've got several thousand.
Right, I can imagine.
And I've actually got them sort of neatly labelled so I can find what I want. So when I'm teaching, you know, I often ask people if they've got a theme that they particularly want, so whether it's elephants or peacocks or medieval, whatever the theme is. So I can quickly find the box that I'm looking for.
OK, well, that's a set of 6. And then if you want to go for the next set, which is probably the most deluxe of all of them that we've got on the show today, because this is 9 of the blocks, plus you're getting 4 metallic paints. And they're gorgeous, they really are. You saw the metallic paint earlier on. This one is the gold, you've got the violet, the turquoise, that was the one that we showed, wasn't it? The turquoise?
I haven't done the turquoise on this show, no.
The copper. What was the colour that we showed, the metallic colour? Was it gold?
It was the purple.
Purple, that's right, that one there, the violet one. And then you've got 9 blocks, all different to the ones that we've shown you before, and then of course you get 5 of the sponges, and you get the stamping mat as well to get the best results. That's £59.99, 318595. Then we leave the medieval theme alone and move on to our doubles. Now, the doubles, basically, what that means is, you can probably explain it better than me, it's like a positive and a negative, isn't it?
We'll see how you get on, let's see. Well, essentially, you've got 2 blocks, the same design. One is a positive and one is a negative. So what you do is let's say you print this one, the solid one first. If you block printed that, say, in yellow, then you would then charge this up with, say, green. And then you just register it exactly on top, and then when you print it, you'll have a yellow motif with a green outline.
Right.
Very clever.
Very, very nice. And all of the stamps in here, all the blocks in here, do that same job. I'll just pick these 2 out. I haven't shown you this one yet.
So beautiful.
There we go, look. Outside edge and filled in centre.
So that technique, I don't think they call it double block printing, but I've named it double block printing because it kind of makes sense to me.
Yeah, absolutely. So all of those, and you get a total of 24 hand-carved blocks in the hand-created box as well, which is rather attractive, and that's 903586. And then we go on to our animal sanctuary, which is bird-themed. You've got a couple of fish, and also you've got that fantastic bumblebee in there, which is my favourite. I love that image. Really lovely. And you've got some florals in there as well, and foliage. So that's a big box crammed full of lots of delights for £59.99. That's another £12 saving off the original price, 177908. And the box, remember, is also handcrafted.
Yep, the actual boxes are recycled from rubbish in Jaipur.
Oh, right.
Absolutely. We go to a paper factory where you see it all being mulched up and coming out flat from these big presses. And also the paper is made there in this paper factory and then printed there as well. So, and then you see rows of people sitting cross-legged on the floor making up boxes. Brilliant. It's really exciting.
And then the last set that we got for you is the pomegranate delights. There that is. And there we go. Look, there's the pomegranate. Just going back into the box, if it will fit, isn't it?
Oh, well done.
There we go. There we go. So if you'd like those, with the fruit theme, £41.99 for those. They're all on the website, remember. That's Jamie's last show for today from us. So thanks, good to see you.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
You'll be back in February.
February, yeah, end of February.
And more about that holiday from Leonie, I'm sure, when she's back tomorrow. She'll be talking about it, I'm sure, if you fancy going along on that. I'll be back in an hour. It's Matt on the way next. Have a safe journey home.
Merry Christmas to you all.
Thanks a lot for watching. See you in a couple of months. So Daisy and Grace are on the way in just a